This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. With Squarespace, you won't make just any website, you'll make your website. Squarespace allows you to personalize everything so that your site is as unique as you are. From choosing a custom domain to scheduling a blog post or setting up an online store, you can tailor your website to fit your individual needs. When you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/misfits for a free trial and use the offer code MISFITS to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Hello and welcome back to the Misfits podcast, rated 5 stars on iTunes by Get My Whooping Stick. He says, I used to beat my kids to your podcast, but now we just smoke cones and listen together. Our family has never been closer.
Wow.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations on that.
That is
It's really
epic.
good.
We should be charging by the hour for that therapy. Do you know how much they make, bro?
Therapists?
Yeah.
I mean, do they make that much?
Like $30 an hour, I reckon.
Dude, therapy is like $180 a session.
I don't pay my therapist at all. I just tell her about my problems. I spit on her. No, wait, that's a hooker. That's a hooker. Sorry, my bad. No,
What are you doing?
not a therapist. Different line of work there.
Hey, dude, sexual healing is a real thing. Marvin Gaye.
I'm joined today by my co-host.
You're Marvin Gaye.
Marvin
Sorry,
Gaye.
carry on.
It's Pride Month.
Yeah, what the fuck? Jesus Christ,
It
Jay.
is Pride
I don't
Month.
know.
Well, yeah, anyone could be Marvin Gaye. Is there a
Okay.
problem with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
I'm joined today by my co-host Marvin Gaye.
How's it going? I'm Marvin Gaye.
His name's Marvin, and he happens to be gay. It's not a big deal. Pride Month.
Yeah.
Turn up.
Marvin
Pride
Gaye.
Month.
No, of course it's Jay, aka McCramey. We are
How's it
also
going?
joined by Swagger Souls himself,
Hey, we pimp chimpin'.
and it's Matt.
Yo, my name's Matt.
My
Playing
name-
rubber
my
band.
name,
See
Matt.
what you got going there? You playing Cat's Cradle?
Oh, how do you do that shit again? Where you go like with the fingers, right? You like
Yeah, with the fingers. Come on, show the
See if I
camera.
can-
Show the
Oh
camera.
fuck! I don't know if I
He's-
can do this, bro. That's been a
go.
minute since middle school.
There you go. You got
Let's
it.
see.
Hey.
Oh,
You
wait.
Oh, yeah, thread that
Whoa.
through.
Yeah, no,
Right
he
there,
does
right
not.
I don't know
Yeah,
if I can
go,
do this,
Matt.
man. I can't handle this pressure.
Skill.
He does
Oh,
not
yeah.
have
Skillful.
it.
Look at that.
Oh,
wait.
yeah. That's
There
it.
you go.
Oh,
show the
No
camera.
way.
Yes.
He's done
He
it.
made a
There you go.
vagina.
To
Like
anyone
that?
listening on audio alone, Matt is doing some bullshit with a rubber band. It's the peak of entertainment here on the Misfits podcast. By the way, guys, you can listen to this podcast 24 hours early on Spotify exclusively.
Wait a minute.
That's right.
24
Wow.
hours early
Yeah,
on Spotify?
That is a whole day, Swagger. That's like a whole day.
A whole fucking day.
It's a whole day earlier. And I'm pretty sure that Spotify now has video as well.
No way.
They're
Can they?
slowly
They can
rolling
see
out
us right now,
video
right?
From what I heard,
Yeah.
is that it's slowly being rolled out to different people. I'm not sure what the rollout entails.
Are we even supposed to
But
talk
what
about
I
that?
do know is that I have no idea. We'll have
fuck
this
it.
cleared. But I know. I think it's like near our anniversary, which is
Hmm.
probably the next podcast coming up. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it'll be rolled out to everybody, and everyone will be able to enjoy us on video
on Spotify.
on Spotify.
That's so
24
lit.
hours early.
That's incredible.
Damn.
Man, the 2-year anniversary of the show. What the hell?
2-year
years, What the
anniversary.
fuck?
That's fucked. It's been 2 years.
What the
We
frick?
literally just started that shit like
Oh,
2
shit.
months ago.
I just realized I have my Twitch chat on, and it's just someone
Let's
in
go
my
and chat.
someone in my offline chat just
Yes.
popped up in the corner of the screen. I'm gonna turn that off real quick.
Oh, there you go. Fitz abandoned us. The bottom left.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
was talking on
2
Twitch
years.
chat.
I can't believe we're coming up on 2 years. I guess we should probably talk about that more on the actual anniversary itself. But holy fuck,
Of course.
we've been doing
That's
this
a
for
long
next
ass time.
episode.
a while
It'll be a little
now.
celebration.
Yeah, true. What else is new? What's going on in the world?
I
You
found
wanna
out
ask
that
that
Jeffrey
question?
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh yeah,
No.
Yeah, we did as well.
Didn't he?
Yeah, I only just found out though.
you just found
Shit.
out. Yeah, James
Yeah.
was just saying before the show started that he's just watched a documentary on Netflix about Jeffrey Epstein. I've also seen the same documentary.
Fuck.
Jay, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I watched one episode along with you, Cam, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
it was pretty
Bro,
fucking horrible.
He's fucked as, but he's rich. He's
What do you
so
mean?
rich.
Well-
He's got so much money.
Yeah,
He
not
owns
anymore.
everything.
He dead, bruh.
or is
Yeah. Yeah, as he did.
Mm.
Like, what the fuck
Lord.
actually happened to him?
he? Look, everyone knows that there's no way a guy like that kills himself. You know, like there's just no way that guy killed himself.
He's like the El Chapo of like America, right? No, not at all.
No, not at all. Actually,
Well,
no
it's
comparison.
not at all.
Oh.
Like completely.
But they were
different
both rich,
person.
so like,
They were both rich.
and they were both kind of bad.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
think who do you think was worse, El Chapo or Jeffrey Epstein?
Why are you gonna do that to me? What? How can I
yeah.
pick?
It's
kind of a
one's
lose-lose
worse than the
question.
other? Yeah, what the fuck?
kind of a
Because
lose-lose.
Jeffrey Epstein's fucked, but I don't know what El
But
Chapo
Jeffrey
really
Epstein
did.
didn't like kill people, did he?
El Chapo
El
probably
Chapo
murdered tons of cunts. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Oh fuck! I
He's a
reckon
gangster.
Jeffrey Epstein's worse. If I had to,
Yeah, I mean,
Just
Jeffrey
because he's-
did literally molest a lot of people. So
yeah, I know. Like, what the fuck?
uh,
And got away with it for like so long.
for ages. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of a crazy story. And just,
Yeah.
you know, the thing is that a guy like that, because he clearly, like, in his head just didn't care at all, right? Like,
Yeah,
complete and utter
100%.
Yeah.
sociopath or a psychopath or whatever the fuck you want to call it. There's just no way that he killed himself. He either got killed in that prison or he got bailed out by his rich buddies. And
Yeah.
he's living somewhere.
now.
He's living somewhere.
He's living on his
there.
private island.
Yep. Probably just raping the wildlife or something. I don't know.
Legit, like some.
He's moved on to other endeavors. All right. On the topic of who's worse, let's play it again. Who's worse, Genghis Khan or Hitler? Talk about it.
Hitler.
Okay.
You reckon?
Who the fuck's Genghis
Uh,
Khan?
Genghis Khan was that dude that was like, hey, I'm from Mongolia. I'm going to fucking take over the entirety of Asia and rape everybody I see.
Yeah,
And then he did.
Why are there so many rapers?
I know, right? Isn't it crazy?
Fucking
Isn't it like
hell.
something like 20 or like some absurd percentage of people
Oh,
that
yeah.
in Asia have like Genghis Khan DNA?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
Oh
I heard
my
about that.
god,
And
no.
5%
I'm
or
pretty
some
sure it
shit
was
like that.
him. It was either Genghis Khan or Attila the Hun. I'm pretty
No,
sure
no,
it
no.
was,
It's
it was
Genghis Khan. It's Genghis Khan.
And
Yeah, I heard that.
He murdered everybody shorter than him.
Mm.
Oh
Which,
shit!
which
Holy
I think
fuck!
is fucking. Oh no, not everyone shorter.
They're
Everyone
taller.
taller.
Taller than
Oh, I
him.
was gonna
taller
say,
than
imagine
him.
if he's like 6'8".
Yeah, right. So
Kills
everyone
everyone.
taller than Genghis, he fucking murdered. Which you know, I can kind of be like, you know,
Imagine
get
a
behind
midget
that.
that's
take
kind
over.
of, you know, it's understandable.
Just like thousands
You
of
can't-
midgets riding on horses.
You can't call them midgets. You can't
But
do that.
I
apparently
mean,
that's the
small
reason why-
people, tiny people, little
No,
people,
I don't know. Dwarves.
Maybe.
dwarves, what the f-
Little
Dwarf
guys. I
size.
don't know.
Little guys, little boys.
little people.
We are just so fucking stupid. and
Oh, I
ignorant.
see.
I don't know what I'm talking about,
But
but
apparently that's the reason why people in Asia are shorter than the average height in
'Cause Genghis?
globally. Because of Genghis.
interesting.
Yep.
That's an actual interesting statement.
Yep.
Yeah,
Genghis was a short king.
he was definitely a short guy. I don't know if we can call what he did king shit swagger. So,
I mean, he literally ruled over Asia.
yeah, I mean he was a king in that sense, but
It was literally king shit.
yeah,
He was the emperor.
It was literally king shit. Yeah, we stand Genghis Khan.
We stand Genghis.
Yeah, no,
Genghis.
Hitler probably was worse though. I mean, he did do some.
I
pretty
reckon
bad
as
stuff.
well.
Yeah, dude.
No one really
he
likes
ate a
Hitler.
chocolate bar a day. That's
Who
fucking
killed more,
unreal.
Genghis Khan or Hitler?
Huh?
Surely Genghis Khan killed more people.
I don't know.
No.
I mean,
Oh,
under
I
his
didn't.
power, who killed more?
I think
Probably.
Hitler probably killed more indirectly. Like, how many people did
Yeah.
Hitler really kill, like, by his own hand? Genghis killed a lot of cunts
Probably
by his own
none.
hand, I think.
Yeah,
but
that
also
yeah.
his armies, obviously, as well. You know.
Yeah, fuck, that's so weird. Oh no, I reckon Hitler's worse. So I'm just gonna lock in the answer.
I'm
Yeah.
locking
Locking in
in
B.
Khan's probably
I'm
worse.
locking Hitler.
All right. Well, you can let us know in the comments who's worse.
Yeah, who's worse,
10
Genghis
most
or
ruthless
Hitler?
Yeah. Who's team are you on? Who do you stand more?
Monkeys.
Donkey Dog.
History's wild, man. There's so many people doing influential things on either a fucked up level or a good level right throughout human history. And here we are
100%.
in 2020, and shit is just getting wild. You know, like I really
I
think that
know.
I really think it's just the beginning of a fucking
Yep.
absolute descent.
We learn from our mistakes. Oh wait,
We-
do we?
Do we? Yeah, do we actually?
I was trying to say
No,
some like
we don't.
philosophical shit,
we
but we
don't learn
apparently
from
just
mistakes.
don't.
History constantly repeats itself over and over again. It's a cycle. We're trapped in a cycle of
Jesus.
Yeah,
time.
what's the saying? History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
Damn.
So,
You a poet?
Bars
how does
this
that-
fucking year, bro.
so
Goddamn.
like, you know, the same exact thing isn't going to happen, but something similar to the past is going to repeat itself.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's never exact,
Yeah.
obviously,
yeah, it's never exact.
but
But,
that's
you know,
that's kind of like taking the saying a bit too literally, I think. So, you know what I'm saying? It's more just that the general concept of how things turned out in the past repeat. You know.
hmm
Have you guys ever tried
No
DMT?
way.
Like a pendulum swing.
It swings.
Pendulum.
Yeah.
Yeah, world is fucked right now.
Yeah, it's kind of fucky.
Yeah.
I kind of miss when Australia was on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
that's
simpler
pretty normal.
times.
What the
It
hell?
was simpler times.
It was. It was like, well, it's burning, but you know, what are you gonna do? It's just nature.
Who's really dying? Just, I mean, all the animals were.
Yeah, a
but
lot of animals.
Yeah, a lot of animals,
lot
people were
of
dying as well, but
People,
you know.
people died. Yeah, firefighters, risked their lives.
Fuck.
Kind of ignorant thing to say, man.
Wait, what did you say, Matt?
I was like, it's not like anyone was dying. Then I was like, oh wait, no, the animals were. Then the houses.
Yeah, weren't
blew up.
there,
Yeah,
weren't
no,
there
there's a
literally
lot of
like
people dying.
billions of like wildlife dead?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
actually,
billion.
actually a
1
billion.
billion
What the fuck?
wildlife dead.
Yeah.
Still can't
Jesus
believe that.
Christ, man.
Do you think animals like have their own history that they tell? You know, when they talk to each other with their animal voices.
Well,
I don't
I
think they
heard-
have written language.
No, I
yeah,
think
not
that's
like
where
that.
you're wrong. I think it's an ancient civilization of animals that pass down knowledge through generations.
I heard some cunts found a 79 million-year-old mosquito. That cunt's
that-
got stories to tell, bro. Like,
Yes,
Is that the one with all the?
I wonder how many
dinosaur
times
DNA?
he's gotten AIDS. Like, actually, like
Dino
that's
AIDS.
79
Dino.
million
He's
years.
been carrying AIDS for 79 million years. How many cunts
Like,
that guy
geez.
bit?
I actually wonder, like,
Fuck. He's gonna be one of those
Hitler,
hectic
Genghis Khan, or
mosquitoes.
this fucking mosquito. Like,
Yeah, he probably remembers
that's
like
the new option.
biting fucking, Cleopatra and shit. Fucking dudes being
Legit.
around.
That
Dinosaurs
dude
and
has
shit,
stories
you
to
get,
tell.
Like the DNA out of them, just like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, man, we need to
We
get
bring
that
back
guy.
Genghis Khan,
On the
We need
podcast.
to get that mosquito on the
You need to get a
podcast.
mosquito on the podcast.
Fucking
Sick. Misfits podcast featuring a 79 million year old mosquito. He's here on the
Just-
show. Fucking
Just a massive
Yeah.
microphone in front of it.
Yo, how annoying is it when you're trying to go to sleep and you like just turn off the light and you lay your head down to rest and you close your eyes and you just hear it in the background of the room, just like,
Oh god, it's the worst.
you guys know that?
And you
feeling?
start like
It's
Mr.
funny.
Miyagiing around the room. Fucking
You're like, there's a process. Like at first you're like, it's not that bad. I'll just fucking sleep. It'll be fine. Like he won't bite me.
that
it'll be
lands on your
fine."
face, gets on your ear.
And then like
Ugh.
for some reason the cunt just starts coming close, just goes right by your ear, and you're like, oh my god, I gotta fucking get up and find this thing, and then turn on the light, and you're standing up in your bed, like hands fucking like,
And then you don't hear
Ow.
a single fucking thing
and
as
he's
soon as
just
you turn on the
quiet. This
light.
motherfucker's just fucking with you, and you'll see him and you chase him around. I've done that countless times back home in
Yeah,
New
whenever I
Zealand.
do that, I feel like fucking Walter White when he's trying to kill the fly that's contaminating his methamphetamine.
That was a good episode of Breaking
It was
Bad,
a really
that
good
one.
episode.
Yeah,
That was.
fucking-
That's a
was
good ass
wasn't
show.
that
as
supposed to be
well.
like a filler episode? It ended up being like a really good episode.
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, the entire
was-
episode was just in the lab, right? Pretty much.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, this is why I sleep with a fan for white noise. Not like
Bro,
a
You sleep with a
Don't
fan?
sleep
What
with
the
fans,
fuck?
bro.
No, like I sleep with an electric fan
Oh,
that blows air on me.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Damn, you
Yeah,
do
she
that?
drives a Tesla.
Mm.
Right. Because
That was a bad
Right
joke.
on,
she's
bro.
electric. Yeah.
Fucking- It's a horrible joke. No, an electric fan that blows air.
Yeah, electric
Like a-
fan.
Yes.
Does it make noise?
Yes.
How do you sleep at night?
Comfortably. White noise is great.
I like white noise as
I
well.
like
I
the
have to sleep with white
ocean.
noise.
Yeah, it's like I need the ocean or I need like. I remember me and Mason were at the hotel in Boston for PAX East, and none of us could get to sleep because of how fucking quiet it was. And so I turned on my laptop and I put on it was like cosmic space noises, 12 hours.
What does
And
it sound like?
It was just like
You-
white noise. It was just fucking literally just.
Can you
white
like
noise.
make what it sounds like?
Sound
Can
of
you,
I
like,
don't even
imitate it?
remember what it sounded like. We were on edibles, and it worked. It
His
worked.
laptop, like your speakers on your laptop are actually on mute the whole time, and you're just hallucinating all the
It
sounds.
was just fucking.
Dude,
Yeah.
that sounds sick, bro. Oh my god.
I've never
Yeah,
been
white noise
a-
goes hard.
I've never been
Yeah,
a
it goes
white
pretty
noise
well.
kind of guy. I never really sleep to that shit. Sometimes I'll
Humor.
like put on some calming rain sounds,
Mm.
you know. with the
Rain goes hard
Bluetooth
as well.
on.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Rain's a good one.
But I like silence. I like to be the complete silence in my coffin when I go to sleep. You know.
I can't
nice.
sleep in complete silence.
I like listening to my thoughts.
Yeah, my thoughts. I actually have a podcast in my head at all times. It's called it's called being schizophrenic. It's awesome.
Imagine your other personalities are like, "What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. We're joined today by personality number 3.
Hey guys, I'm feeling really happy.
Stab someone. Stab someone.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
In my
no,
head,
he-
I'm not
he
the host of the
actually-
podcast.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
a guest in my own show.
Don't even have
Fuck,
control
that's
over it.
deep.
I'm just a guest in my own show. Fucking every day I wake up and oh god, it's another episode. Fuck, here we go. Gotta talk about some shit. Like, so how you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. He's like, please talk about it. You know?
We need content, please. Talk
Please
about
talk
it.
about it. Okay, well, fuck, I guess I'm gonna do some streaming and I don't know, fucking write a tweet. They're like, okay, that's it. That's really it, bud. I'm like, yeah. They're like, you sure?
We got another hour to go.
Kind of boring.
Like a whole,
Might want to
like
step
a
up the
whole new meaning
content, bud.
that's out there. Damn.
Why the fuck we keep inviting this guy on? I don't know.
Speaking of podcast content, I watched something popped up on YouTube the other day about FPS Russia.
Mm.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
cunt
what
went
happened
to
with him?
prison, federal prison, for
Mhm.
half an ounce of weed.
Yep.
Yeah, not
Oh,
the
yeah,
guns.
they-
They wanted, they wanted
took
any
all his
excuse
guns
to
too,
fucking
right?
put that guy in jail and take his guns.
What the fuck?
And it was
yeah,
like
they sold like
hundreds of
$400,000
thousands of dollars worth of guns.
It was a lot of shit. It was like that, his artillery, his flamethrower, like all of his collectibles, like everything.
Just for weed. God
It was
damn.
because of the tannerite, right? It was because
Was
they,
it?
they were on the ATF shit list because they kept getting that explosive. They'd shoot a car and it'd fucking explode. I'm pretty sure the material they used was called tannerite.
Mm.
And you know, you're literally purchasing a shit ton of explosives and you know blowing it up on this compound of theirs with all these firearms. And as well as that, he's doing all of this with like a Russian undertone, which I'm sure the government.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Shit.
Wow.
You know, so
he was
I'm
not
pretty
actually
sure
Russian
that-
at all, though, right? He's just an
no,
American.
no,
guy,
he
right?
Nah,
was
no, not at all.
literally an actor,
Yeah.
literally just acting. But yeah, no, they just they got him for half an ounce of weed and just fucked his shit up. Just fucked
That's
him.
crazy,
Yeah.
man.
It's so dumb.
That is
so
crazy.
dumb.
Yeah. And the way he was describing prison, man, like I had dreams about going to prison that night, and I was like, I would do so shit in prison. I
Oh
would
my
get
God.
so bored.
What was the
Imagine.
dream like?
I can't remember. All I remember was I was in this like prison cell, and like that was it.
I feel
It
like
was
if I
really
went to
boring.
prison, I'd get ripped. I just do push-ups all day.
Yeah, but how many push-ups can you do before it's like, okay, like I'm just doing push-ups. This is really boring.
Look at some of those guys in jail. Look how
Shut up.
cracked they are. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to
All
think
you do
like
is get jacked.
Yeah.
it's easy to think like, oh, I'll be so, I'll be alright. I'll just do a bunch of push-ups, but it's actually
Right,
probably
yeah.
mentally very fucked up. Like, can you imagine your first
Yeah.
night in jail,
Yeah,
knowing that
what
you're
the
gonna
fuck?
be there for years? Like, especially if it's like a multiple year
Yeah, and you
sentence.
know it's years.
You just know, like, oh, so this is just it now. This is my life. Like, there's no
Yeah.
going to the shop. There's no scene. There's no meeting up with this cute girl I met on Tinder. There's just hot, steamy Gerard in the showers who wants to fuck me. And the four walls of my cell, and terrible food, and whatever else goes on in prison. I don't know. Shiving.
Yeah, it freaked me the fuck out. I was
Yeah,
like, oh my
shiving.
god.
I mean, it depends on the prison, obviously, but yeesh. Wouldn't fuck
Yeah.
with
I'd probably like write books or some shit, or something if I was in a cell. You know, just like anything creative to pass the time.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to.
Another thing, you know, if you went to prison for like, say, you were in there for 10 years, as soon as you go into prison, what do you do?
Ooh.
As soon as you get into the prison, as soon as you're in the block, you're
Do
you're
what the
just chilling
movies
there.
tell you. You punch the biggest guy in the face, and then you get stabbed, and then you're dead, and then your prison
No,
sentence is
no.
over.
I
you
I
go.
know for an absolute fact that any of the people in this call would probably just cry for a long time.
Yeah, legit. I'm right.
Would probably just actually just cry. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything left to do. Like, you're fucked. They've got you.
Yeah.
They finally caught
But-
you.
If we're speaking strategically,
Yeah.
I would go there, and then first night I'd keep to myself. Oh fuck
That's
yeah! I
it.
don't know what else to do after that.
Just
I would
we're
enter
massive
the
introverts. I'll
prison
probably
and
just stay
I-
inside, and although
Like,
just
as
keep
soon
staying
as-
inside forever.
Yeah.
I think as soon as I'm in like general population, I would just walk around and just look as insane and
Just
fucking
eyeballs at
crazy as possible, and just like not even look at people, but just like look like past them, and just like
See
look
through them.
around.
Just look through everyone you see. Like, my God, that guy just saw
Yeah.
right through me.
Just like that kind of thing. Like, just look unhinged and crazy. And if anyone fucks with you, then try your best to beat the shit out of them as violently as possible so everyone else leaves you alone.
Interesting. So you're kind of going like the psychopath, like don't fuck with this guy. He's clearly crazy.
Well, yeah, essentially, if you want to be left alone. There was this one speaker that went to my high school. He used to be a Vietnam veteran, and he was put on morphine because of, you know, I think a battle injury, and then he was discharged, and then because he wanted more morphine, he ended up getting addicted to heroin. He got a drug addiction, and then he got put in jail. Put in jail for it. And as soon as he walks in jail, he saw the biggest fucking guy. He said he was like 6'7", fucking ripped. And what he did is he just walked right up to him and he beat the shit out of him. Like unprovoked. He just went up to the dude and he just started beating the fuck out of him. Like kneeing him in the face, like fucking like punching him in the head, like knocking his head against the wall, like trying to make as big of a scene in front of as many people as possible. And then after that, he said nobody fucked with him. He got like an extra year, like half a month. No, not half a month, half a year onto his sentence or something for it. But but yeah, he said no one fucked with him. But he was a Vietnam vet, so obviously, I guess he was trained enough to to do that.
Yeah, shit. What do you have to lose at that point? You know, you're already in jail. Might as well go.
I don't know,
for it.
dude. I don't know. I mean, if you just fucking walk into jail and just beat the shit out of somebody,
Sounds
I think
like a fake story. You know,
I don't know.
The
I don't know.
6'7"
like every movie
Jack
plot.
guy just got beat up just like that.
Yeah, that's what I would say if I.
The guy was like 6'5".
Yeah, okay,
That's
so
what I would say if I went into.
Andy's like a vet. He probably
Like an
knows how to
even man.
fight. They
Yeah,
train him in
Andy's
that
a
shit.
vet. He probably.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
he's a Vietnam vet. You know.
Yeah, what's that
trying to say,
supposed to
I'm
mean?
sorry. I don't
What are you
even-
trying to say
I
there?
don't even
Yeah, what
know.
the
I
fuck?
don't even know what that was supposed to
We
be.
got two Americans in here.
So
Be
sorry.
careful.
I just saw Swag. I honestly just said it because I wanted to see what Swag's reaction
Yeah,
would be.
dude. The Vietnam vets are the ones you really don't want to fuck with.
I'm just fucking around.
You know,
I'm just
those are the
fucking
ones
around.
with like the PTSD.
No, I think that if I went to prison, like, you know, obviously if I actually went to prison, I would probably just cry and be a little bitch. But, you know, if I was being strategic, what I would probably do is I would go the charisma route and I would just try and make friends and be funny. You know, I'd just be the guy
What's that
like,
charisma?
no, don't beat that guy up. He's funny. You know, we like him. He's got good jokes.
Don't stab that guy. I like his
You're
jokes.
Prison
stabbing him
jester.
with shivs, and you're like, hey, that guy, he told a couple of good jokes. Come on,
No,
what
I'm
do you do?
serious.
What
Like,
do you do?
I feel like humor has got to be quite important in prison. If you're funny, then you can fucking, people will be like, no, don't fuck with that guy. He got good jokes.
He's a
Change your
comedian.
laugh.
They're
Try
just
to
stabbing you
rally
with
everybody
shivs, and you're just
together.
like, okay, I get the point. And you're like, this guy's got jokes, and they leave you alone.
Try
like
to
it.
start like a stand-up comedy club in prison.
Honestly, like yeah, you know, that's exactly what I'd do. And I would just be like, you know, I don't know, oh, look at me, I'm in jail, you know, just like making people laugh and shit.
Oh, we're in
Like,
here for 25 to
hey,
life. Oh, look at
I
me.
did some
with
fucked
jail
up shit.
food,
Now
am
I'm
I
paying
right?
the consequences. No,
I
Hey,
murdered
who here in the
someone back in
who here in the
64.
crowd murdered somebody? Who here in the crowd? Oh, yeah,
Sure,
you
yeah.
boys. Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to kill tonight up on stage.
is that Genghis
Yeah,
Khan in the back? What the
gang,
fuck are you doing
gang.
here, buddy? What the fuck? They finally got you.
We'd do so good in prison.
Yeah, I think we do pretty well.
Yeah, we would just have a podcast in prison, but everyone would gather around us at the lunch table. It would just be- it would just talk.
Just do the podcast from our cell right before everyone goes to sleep.
Yep, just bringing you great opinions and content such as Jeffrey Epstein bad and Genghis
Oh,
Oh,
Khan.
his cell's like
bad.
3 over from mine. Hey, what's up, Epstein? Come on to the podcast. We got a special guest today.
It's Jeffrey
Oh, wait,
Epstein's
he's not
hanging
responding.
body.
He's leaving us hanging. What's he doing?
There'd be some fuck guests you could get.
Hey.
You could get some crazy guests in prison,
Yeah, you
actually.
get some interesting stories.
Like,
It'd be like that show, Mindhunter.
mm,
We interview them, but like it'd be funny.
it'd be,
Instead, oh,
well,
Yeah.
I don't know about that. It might be tragic.
not really.
It might be absolutely tragic, you know. But yeah, you could definitely get some good guests in prison. People gotta have some good stories. I wonder, I wonder what it would be like. You know, I kind of imagine the culture shock coming out of prison after like a 50-year sentence today. You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
with the internet, all this catching up to do
Can you
culturally.
imagine?
With Teslas.
But you know, imagine it like going in today and getting out 25 years down the line.
Ooh.
Just think about how much you'd miss. You know, because I feel like culture is accelerating at a rate that it just never has before.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much change will occur in our lifetime. That's gonna be fucking nutty. Who knows, man? Who knows? We'll have to ask the prisoners when we eventually go there for something we did.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most probable reason you'd go to jail?
Definitely not murdering someone.
Definitely not tax evasion.
Definitely not something I did back in 1984.
Jay's actually a very old man, wise beyond his years. That's why he only ever shows half his face on the
Exactly.
spirit parts. He's hiding.
The rest
something.
of my body is a 84-year-old man's body.
Wrinkled and
I'm a
battered.
frail old man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone needs to do like a fan art of like a sketch, like a witness sketch of you then.
A witness sketch.
Or what do they call it? Yeah, the
Fucking
witness sketch.
putrid,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I wonder, but nah, I don't even want to answer that question. I have no idea. Like, I don't want to like
Yeah,
accidentally jinx it, you know?
What a terribly
Dude,
Like, what if
I
incriminating
really
thing to
wouldn't be
say.
able to survive. I wouldn't be able to survive in jail without gamer subs.
No, of course not.
Without a little bit.
True.
Oh, shit. A little bit of dragon fruit punch.
That's right.
Gamer subs, my favorite flavor. You know, how else am I going to flavor my cock for a cellmate's lips?
Yeah. How else you gonna
without
get the
the use
energy?
of
The
gamer
shiv,
subs.
the shiv your
Yeah,
cellmate.
give you a little pep in your step when you go to shiv someone, you know?
Exactly.
That'd be great.
A couple of shivs, mix the blood with the gamer subs, drink it down. That's iron. That's potassium. That's all your vitamins and all your nutrients.
It's all you need.
It's all you need.
I'm starting to get a
Yo-
hint of what Swagger might go to prison for.
Yeah. Shanking
what
someone and
you're
drinking
saying.
their blood and mixing it with the gamer subs.
Drinking
Dude,
the blood of
it's-
his fellow man.
dude, come on. It's like, you know, if I was anemic, how else would I get the iron?
Wow. I think you got a lot in
There we
common with
go.
that 79-year-old mosquito Swagger. Fucking. Anyway, guys, yes, gamer subs, shout out, keeping us sane in prison. And always.
Absolutely.
gamerstuff.gg/misfits. Go for 10% off. Pick up a
Yeah.
fruity flavor.
Code misfits on gamersubs.gg. Thanks, guys. I'm kind of enjoying this prison talk.
Are you?
Honestly, same, dude.
Yeah.
Prison sounds fucked.
Yeah, I mean, what about like a white collar prison? Like, let's say we go to like a
Oh,
really
what's
cushy
that?
white collar prison. A white collar prison is like just basically prison, but for babies.
Is that like a church? Because like white collars.
It's like for like the tax evasion kind of guys, you know, and
Yeah,
the
it's,
But
CEOs
why-
and
it's for
shit.
the rich white guys that are like, nah, don't put me in general population. They'll fucking kill me.
Yeah.
But why is it
so-
called white collar?
It's because
Because-
they committed white collar crimes, which normally is things like embezzling or tax evasion or
Like
crimes of the business
financial
world.
and-
Yeah, financial
Yeah.
crimes. You know, these
So
are
they go to
wealthy
the
men.
cushy prisons with tennis courts and
Like Wolf of Wall
it's like
Street.
a minimum
Tennis
a minimum security
Yeah.
prison.
It's basically
As
a
opposed
retirement
to a
home.
maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much just go there and eat lobster and
What
you know,
the
scum the
fuck?
cookie
I don't think it's
bread and
quite lobster.
Look at the
but,
TV.
you know, like it's definitely
Depends
still.
on how rich they are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I guess. What's the point? Like, about going.
Yeah,
to a
what's the
prison
point
like
in
that?
even putting them in prison?
You know, I mean, because I guess the punishment is that you're not free to live your life. But I mean,
But like when you're that rich, you are still free,
I guess.
pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
fucking
at least that's what I got from the
Epstein went-
documentary.
Epstein went to prison. They let him fucking go out. They let
Yeah,
him leave.
legit.
Just let him walk out the door. I'm pretty sure, like once a day. He had to just sleep
It's
there.
like work. They just clock in and clock out.
It's just
you
a
know?
Yeah, they were
hotel.
saying.
This is a really
Yeah,
shit
that's
hotel.
what they were saying. Just a
Just
hotel.
fucking.
He could get like bitches sent into him and stuff, like
think
all
of-
that. He was
I don't know
paying.
about
I'm
that.
not. I'm
So
not,
he
not
could keep doing
joking.
his
I don't
shit
know
while
about
he was
that.
in jail. What
No.
the fuck?
Yeah, they were.
No, he
It's
could.
crazy.
I didn't think they let him send women into the prison, but he did, you know, leave and then get on a private fucking jet and go to his island and then, you know, whatever.
Is it really prison at that point? Like, what the
Not
fuck?
at all.
Definitely
Not at
Instead
all.
of
not.
it's like house arrest, except he can use any of his properties, so he can just go to his private island. You know, it's pretty much like a prison there. It's an island. It's not like you can leave.
Mm.
But you
Yeah.
know,
Look,
okay.
I'm of the
He's
person.
dead. He's dead, guys. He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's
died.
dead.
Yeah, that's why it's
He
okay to
died.
shit talk him. Fuck that guy.
Exactly.
Uh,
I was
is-
thinking about it. Like, it's got to be. You have to have a weird kind of like fucked up mindset to get that filthy like rich. Like, because then it becomes more than just being rich. It becomes like power,
yeah.
and it's such a weird mindset. I don't know how people can get that. Like,
How much
rich and-
money did he even have? Was he like a billionaire or some shit?
No one really knows, I don't think, but yeah, it was pretty. It was at
It
least
was like
in the
a
hundreds.
couple $100 million or
Yeah, it
something.
was in the hundreds of millions. Yeah, it's a crazy story. I mean, I think that for someone like him, he's very much a person that was motivated by power, and I think a lot of those like people in
Yeah.
those positions are like it's just like
Oh yeah.
the money's like a game, and the money like gives you the power, but it's more just about like the control and the power. It is. I agree,
That's
Jay.
crazy.
I think you do have to have a certain mindset. I mean, I think there are some billionaires that are actually, all right, maybe. But
Yeah,
you never really
maybe.
know until you talk to
Elon
them.
Musk makes funny
Elon.
tweets every now and then.
Well,
so-
Hey, dude, Elon just
His Twitter's
takes-
pretty cool. I'll give him
Elon,
that.
Elon's kind of an oddball, but he's an oddball in like the good way. Like he's super eccentric.
Mm.
Like it's like he took all the acid, Grimes took all the shrooms, and they both named their son XAEIA12.
Morse code,
Didn't they
baby.
change the name now though?
I think yeah, the
Dave or something?
12. They weren't allowed to do the 12, so now the
Mm.
12 is in Roman numerals. So
Oh, so they're still allowed to do the
Same
80
shit.
thing.
Same
oh,
shit.
really? Oh, I thought they were just trolling, but that's
Yeah.
actually the name.
Well, apparently they're just going to call him X, which is cool.
That's kind of cool.
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool, I guess.
That's how do you introduce them to someone? It's like, who is this? Oh, this is my ex.
It's my-
They're like, wait, what?
Excuse me.
Like, all right, Jeffrey.
Oh shit,
Oy.
bro! What the
Oh, we
fuck?
keep bringing it back up to the
callback.
Epstein guy. Yeah, no, but
Dude, Elon's a legend. Fucking, did you see the SpaceX rocket launch, dude? You see the Dragon
Yes.
capsule fucking go up to the ISS?
you know what?
That was
America,
fucking
another
sick.
fucking W for America, by the way. Another
Yeah,
one.
but hasn't China done that like 40 times before you guys already though?
What, go to the ISS?
I don't know.
No,
I'm
they're
just trying to
it's-
trigger
it's
you.
just trying to-
Russia.
Like I don't know what I'm
We were-
talking about.
We were dependent
Neither do
on
I.
Russia for like 25, 30 years to get our astronauts to the ISS. And now the Russians are like, oh shit, well you guys have like a cheaper rocket, so we'll just send our cosmonauts up through SpaceX and through America. So
Hey.
PogChamp, American flag on Mars soon?
That'd
maybe?
be pog.
Maybe? Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
Nah, Americans are popping off in terms of the space travel.
Space
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, at least there's some good news coming out of America.
Yeah, that was crazy to
Mars.
watch.
I
It had
actually-
like how many views did it have?
No, I have no idea. I
like
didn't see
40
it
mil.
live because of time zones, but I watched the rerun.
It's
Mm.
ridiculous.
It's fucking really cool.
I didn't.
Really fucking
I didn't
cool.
actually see it. I remember seeing the first attempt, and I would like skim through that entire volume. Like, oh, this is so cool! I can't wait to see it. And it just didn't happen. And I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? This shit was on trending. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
that sucks.
there's a VOD on YouTube you can watch.
It was
the
fucking
entire
sick,
thing.
man.
Really, really dope. Soft landing rockets, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah.
How did it
legit.
take us so long to fucking figure that out?
I don't know.
Funding, bro. Funding.
funding,
Everything's
yeah.
money.
It's true, and it's crazy to see like how they launched it in the Crew Dragon capsule.
Yeah.
You know, all this stuff now is uniquely 21st century. We can safely say that we're using 21st century technology.
They use an
Like,
iPad to
for
fucking
space
move
now.
it.
It wasn't an iPad, but it was a touch. it was a touchscreen display.
I think it's just
Everything.
yeah.
It had like everything involving the computing, the routing, the
Mhm.
piloting was all done through a touch screen in front
I'm
of
just
the
imagining like
That's-
the
that's
Windows
actually
XP blue
ridiculous.
screen
Which
to
is
death just
fucking-
pops up on it.
Well, it runs on it's like 3x86 like
Wait, Elon Musk's
quad-core
kid?
processors.
No way.
No, it's like they have three processors that all have to agree before it does an action to like negate any errors. Like I read this
Oh,
whole
that's cool.
article on it. The entire thing is fucking awesome. The new
That's nuts.
uniforms are fucking sick. It looks so dope. It looks so dope, dude. Mars colony soon.
yeah.
Did
It's about time to get
sorry.
the fuck out of this planet. I recken. Sorry, Jay. You go.
I reckon as well.
Yeah.
What do you think about the conspiracy? Like when the things cut off when it was about to land again, everyone's
Oh,
like, "Oh, it didn't happen."
Oh, the flat earthers are like, oh,
like
that's our
the-
chance.
Like when it
prove it all
lands
wrong.
on the
Yeah, yeah,
mothership
yeah.
and then it cuts out.
Yeah,
That's
everyone's like,
be-
"Nah, it
that's
didn't
be-
happen."
Yeah, but it has to. It cuts out because like the vibrations caused on the ship fucks up with the with like the reception.
Yeah, it's
so
weird as
it
fuck.
It cuts out for like 15 minutes or not 15
People
minutes.
legit
like
think
15
it's
seconds.
fake because of that.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you guys see that
genuinely think that.
documentary Netflix has on the flat earthers?
No,
I
is that
didn't.
Logan Paul's one?
No, it's like Behind the Curve, I think. It's funny as like
Oh,
they
yeah.
bought like this $20,000 instrument that was supposed to like prove that the Earth is flat, and then it gave them the right reading to show that the Earth is actually round. They're like, huh. Well, that's interesting. We're gonna have to look more into that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
like,
fucking weird, man.
it's so it's you know
so
I mean,
funny watching
flat
them do
Earth-
like mental gymnastics. It's so funny.
Yeah, flat earthers are just like, low hanging fruit to make fun of. It's like making
know,
fun
but
of
it's
people
so
with Down
fun.
syndrome. It's just like, at this point, it's just cruel. Just let them be. Just let them be fucking stupid.
I just didn't understand. Like, that's such a weird thing to be like. Oh no, it didn't happen.
Yeah,
cut out for half a
it's
second.
odd, right?
Like people that deny the moon landing exists. It's just like they're
Yeah.
missing a couple of brain cells, and that's okay, and we shouldn't hate them for it.
I think the people are just so desperate for a hobby that they just start fucking
Yeah,
fabricating
yeah.
shit, like
Man.
thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna start picking apart reality real quick, and just start
Fucking
know.
Shane
You know, it would
Dawson.
be more. It would be more productive for those people to fucking get a toenail collection for their hobby.
Well, I don't know,
least-
Swagger. You don't,
you
you
know,
don't get a
at least they get
Netflix
shown up.
documentary about having a toenail collection. Okay, these people clearly are doing something right. People are paying attention. You know, it's all about getting attention these days, Swagger. So
Yeah, y'all need to wake up, sheeple.
you gotta wake up. You know, these guys have got to figure it out. Everyone's paying attention to them. Everyone's talking about them. They're practically popping on social media. These flat earthers.
Dude, the Earth
Yeah.
is flat. 5G radiation causes coronavirus.
Shungite.
The
What
moon
is
landing
Shungite?
was fake.
What's that?
What?
It was
Shungite.
like this Shungite. It's like a meme, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's like a rock or some shit that's like
crystals.
supposedly
It's part of
supposed
that.
to.
Yeah, it's part of that like crystal belief system where like crystals give off certain energies. And
Oh, like
shungite is like
healing
a
shit.
Oh,
It's
I
a
have
mineral-
family that believe in that shit.
yeah,
No,
it's
actual.
like
Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
I saw a picture of someone they thought they had like healing energy crystals, and they put it all over their steering wheel. So when they hit someone, it would just explode the crystals that were in the car, making a claymore. That's the only thing I remember about that.
yeah,
like
this
the
whole
healing energy
crystal thing is a
ones.
very like LA trend, and people believe that the shungite crystal can absorb radiation associated with 5G, and if you put it around your house, then
Ah,
you'll be
there
safe
it
from
is.
There
5G
you go.
radiation.
How much these crystals
Yeah,
cost? How were they selling them
I
for?
honestly don't know. I do not know, but I remember
How
it-
invest in this guy? That guy's smart. He knows how to make money.
It's like Gwyneth Paltrow saying that you can get the bad energy out of your body by putting a crystal egg in your fucking vagina. It's like, have you seen that shit?
Ow!
Have you seen that shit? It's like a jade egg that's supposed to clear your body of negative menopausal energy. It's so disgusting. It's fucking predatory. Like that shit
That
should
sounds
that
fucking-
should like those practices should be 100% illegal.
oh,
People
for
that
sure.
peddle science should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
I mean,
Because
isn't
it's
it legal?
fucking abhorrent.
How is that not illegal in the first place? Like it's blatantly lying about that product, right?
Yeah, dude, but like they don't fucking face jail time. They get fined. But who the fuck cares when like they've already made their profit from desperate people?
Mm.
You know,
Fuck,
like they
dude.
just get a fine and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll pay the fine and fucking change it and do something else. Yeah, here's a pussy candle. It smells like my pussy. You know, like.
But then it doesn't actually.
And it does it
apparently.
actually, apparently. So it just
What?
smells. I mean, if it did, then I'm you know, maybe she should wash because Jesus Christ,
I don't know. It
the
smells like
reviews
cinnamon.
aren't kind.
Maybe it's like a really nice, yummy smell. You don't know. Why are you judging her pussy? You smelled that shit
True.
before?
Hey, dude, I
Hey.
haven't smelled it. Whoever smelled it dealt it. I watched Critical. I watched Charlie review the pussy candle a couple of months ago,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he said it wasn't.
Didn't
You
smell
know,
good.
he was disappointed. He thought it would have smelled like her pussy, and for some
And then he
reason
said
it didn't even
smelled
have a
kind of
good
fishy.
smell. I don't even know if it was fishy at all.
Joking.
Apparently, it was like I don't know his exact quote, but it wasn't a pleasant smell. But
Interesting.
Mhm.
you know, is pussy a pleasant smell?
Depends on the pussy.
I
Yeah.
guess so. Like to some people, pussy is like an aphrodisiac.
It's a pussy by
what?
pussy case.
An aphrodisiac.
What does that
Fuck
mean?
is that?
It's
So
a,
many
it's a
big words.
smell or something that attributes to the senses that makes you want to fuck.
Really?
Yeah, an aphrodisiac. So like,
I get like that with Wagyu steak.
oh yeah, Wagyu
Yeah.
steak.
I want
You're
to fuck the shit out of this
aphrodisiac.
prime beef.
You want to slap that schmeat to a nice little bit of Wagyu. What about Kobe? What about Kobe beef?
No, it's not as good.
Not
Keep
as
an eye on
good
you
as
next
Wagyu
time we
He's
go
a
out
man
to
of the
eat.
wags.
He's-
He knows what he
Good.
likes.
That's why you put the napkin over your lap.
Just
Oh.
slaps his dick down on the
Oh.
hot plate with it. Quick sear on either side. Sprinkle
Yeah,
the
so let
sauce.
me hear that sizzle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
That's fucked.
That's the way to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can we go back to talking about space?
Yes.
All right, let's
Yes,
let's
sure.
combine the topics and talk about space prison.
Oh
Oh,
my
it's
god, that'd be
prison.
so sick.
Yeah, like
I thought you were about to
imagine.
say like space pussy or some shit. I was like, what?
Like the worst of the worst Like,
How-
you'd put the most fucked people up on space to get them off of Earth.
Isn't that what
Holy
Australia was
fuck.
originally?
That's
Like
such
the most fucked
bullshit.
prison?
Why would we like spend hundreds of thousands of dollars lifting a person up to space just to keep them there and keep them fed and yada yada?
Nah, don't feed
I
them.
don't know.
Well,
America
leave
spends
them
money on
out
dumb
as
shit all the
Australia.
time.
Have them
Ship them off
starve
from
in
Britain
orbit?
to
Yeah,
here,
that'd be
so
fucking.
Why not
Just
do
do it
that?
space.
That would cost so much money, and they would have the coolest experience before they die. Why would you do that?
Dude, it's America, bro. They do this kind of stuff. Just trust me.
Yeah.
They just sink money into
dude.
shit.
it's got to
Gotta
sell
sell
future.
future.
Space prisons, way to go. We're gonna put them up in space so they're away from the people on Earth.
Yeah, that's such the American thing. Everyone's like protesting. Everyone's out protesting, like our prisons are too crowded. Our prisons are too crowded. And the government's like, I got a solution for
Space.
you. Space.
I mean, like,
Sitting above it,
everyone's outside of a prison with signs saying overcrowded prisons, and then the prison just starts shaking and it just lifts off with a fuck ton of thrusters and it just shoots.
We
into
did
the
it,
sky.
Patrick. We saved the prisons.
Don't worry, America. We got you.
This is what the Space Force has been working on since. Its
Oh
inception.
shit! It's all making sense now. Damn it! Yeah.
That'll be
We
so
Oh,
figured
I
it
think
out.
we cracked the code.
Space
For
prison.
real though, like if I had like terminal cancer, like if I had a terminal illness, if I had something that I knew for certain like I was going to be dead in like a month or 2 months, I just want to be fucking shot out into space. I think.
You mean like just floating, or you mean like in a ship?
In a ship, cunt. Absolutely. Not just fucking floating. That would
Well,
be
they sh-
fucking horrible.
What if they give you like enough food or like some pill you could eat to where it like gives you enough nutrients for like the rest of eternity, and they just put you in a spacesuit and they just like shove you out, and it's go
Oh,
like
that'd be-
flying out to the abyss.
I just fucking I just punched my fucking my visor until it broke.
They
I
put
don't
you in
wanna
a
do that.
straitjacket. How about that? That's like
Oh,
the
then
ultimate
I-
form of torture there. Jesus.
I think
That-
if I had 2 months left to live, first I would do heroin like ASAP, just to dry.
Oh yeah,
you
you've
know.
said you want to.
100%.
you would.
do every drug.
Do
yeah.
every drug like maybe
Yeah.
a few times, and then I would go up to space, and then I would probably ask to have some heroin on the ship. I reckon as well, because at this point, let's
Surely,
face it, it's not gonna be fun without the heroin. Like I've already tried it, you know, and then I'll just be out in space, just on heroin, and it'll be sick.
But you wouldn't even be able to enjoy it. You'd just be nodding off.
No, I'll be
Like-
like, oh yeah, space heroin.
I would want
Space heroin.
Bro, I feel like I'm floating right now. This shit's great.
I'd probably be on like a psychedelic or something.
Yeah,
Something serotonergic. I'd want to like have my pupils fully dilate and look right into the sun.
true.
Oh my god.
I just want you see God.
Yeah, just
No,
eating shrooms, popping caps in space, the best. That
Mm.
would actually that'd be
Just
so
an
nutty.
MDMA dance party in
Oh
zero
my
G.
god, that'd be hectic. That'd actually be the best light show ever.
What a banger.
Yeah,
I was
I would really want to do that shit, but space is fucking horrifying. You know, there's no fucking protection against radiation. All you have is your suit. You know that if you were shot out of an air locker, you could hold your breath for up to a minute. If you have full, like if you take a full on inhale and then you're shot out into space, your lungs will immediately decompress and it'll be the most painful experience and you'll die. pretty
Yeah, I
quick.
was watching a
But
clip.
if you have it at 50%, like maybe half your lung capacity, you could probably last for about a minute
So-
before you die.
What you're saying is
Um,
pro tip: if you got to abandon ship, stab one of your lungs and then jump out into space.
No. Just
Apparently, your
exhale a
blood
little
turns to
bit.
gas.
Yeah, well, you'll
What?
it'll start boiling.
Yeah.
The difference in pressure will force all of the gas out of all of the liquid in your body. So you'll be burping, farting, shitting, coming.
No way,
and
coming at the same
everything.
time.
Yeah, it is
Crying and
pretty
everything.
crazy.
Dude, it's
like-
like space
But
orgasm.
what's incredibly fucking metal about going into space without a suit is that the part of your body facing the sun will be scorching, will be absolutely scorching, while the other side that's facing away from the sun will be well below the freezing point,
Oh, that's
extremely below
crazy.
the freezing point.
So what you're saying,
you'll be-
Swagger, is that
If you just
you would be
spin in
just
place, you'll be okay.
You'd be just right.
Yeah.
What was
You
that?
gotta be like a
You'd be-
rotisserie chicken.
what you're saying is that you'd be just right.
It'd be just right. No, I wouldn't. I would be. All of the gas in my blood would be boiling
Yeah,
away.
No,
I would be
but-
asphyxiated. The eyes would be popping out of my
No,
head. I would be
no.
simultaneously
No,
being burnt alive
No.
and frozen on one side.
no,
And
What?
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun.
no. You
What
would.
do you reckon your reaction would be? Because you know how it's like hot and you're like, oh, that's hot. Or, and like when it's cold, it's like, oh, fuck, I'm freezing. What reaction do you think it'd
I'm
have? Like,
telling
what
you.
would
I'm
be-
telling you.
Yeah, that's
you
a
would
good
be
reaction.
just right. You'd be like, it's a perfect balance. You know,
No.
You don't even know.
I actually do. So, if
It would- it
Yeah,
would
it's like jumping in a
balance.
pool and then jumping in the hot tub back and forth, you know? That'd probably feel
Yeah.
great.
I'm wondering if it's
I
like
don't know.
or it's like oh.
Yeah, it's probably like
Yeah, it's like some sort of
Yeah.
chimpanzee noise.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I wonder if you were spinning like really quickly, if it would
Ooh.
like even out.
Maybe you
into,
could
like, into,
actually-
like,
It looks
It's
interesting,
perfectly
cooking
cooked.
slowly.
Yeah, like a
it's
rotisserie.
perfectly- Yeah.
It's like
dude.
Dude,
it just makes the
I-
sound of
that's my
water
it's
hitting lava.
definitely on my bucket list before I die. You know, one of my goals is to make as much money as I can, just so then I could spend like over 100K to just be shot up into space, go around the moon for like 3 days, then return.
Is that how much it
Um,
costs?
I think it's like 150,000.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
That's just
well,
for economy.
that's what they're hoping for in like the next 10 years. I think that's the price that they're going to try to go for.
Sure,
Another
by the
thing-
time we
But
retire,
now,
it'll
like
be cheaper.
billionaires and shit are already like bidding. They do like auctions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
I heard about
Russian-
that.
Yeah, like Russian oligarchs like going like, yeah, I'll fucking spend like a couple million rubles just so I could go around. You have like the Japanese billionaire that's like, yeah, of course, I'll do like $1 million, $2 million, so I could draw a picture of the moon as I
Yeah.
shoot around. Like all the shit like that. That's very interesting. I want to be a part of space tourism, and not like in a business way, but as like a participant.
I heard that I saw a clip on Rogan that an astronaut went up to space, and for the first time when he looked at the Earth from space, he was like, "This is kind of shit."
Oh, what?
Yeah, because apparently like the images and videos and stuff that you get coming from space are so high quality that you
Yeah.
can see more with that
Well,
than you can
uh,
with your actual eyes.
maybe it's just cloudy.
they're composite images.
Mm.
From space. From space, a lot of it is composite images. It's a lot of different images sewn together, a lot of Photoshop, a lot of editing to give the big picture.
True.
But from the view of space in the ISS, it's not like you could see the entirety of the Earth. You
Probably
could
just
see,
looking at like a tiny little window and you just see and it's all foggy and shit.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be foggy, but it's just like you'd look out and you'd see like maybe like a quarter of the Earth that you're moving over, because you're not
Close.
really all that high up
Yeah.
relative to the Earth. I think it's like like maybe 100 kilometers or a bit more than
Really?
that. Let me
Holy
actually look
shit.
that up.
You'd want that view
Uh,
from like way further away to get the entire thing.
Yeah, space is so pog, dude.
Yeah, no space.
Yeah, it's only 200 miles up.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's like a
yeah,
2-hour
it-
trip in the car. That's not even that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then you're just floating there, fucking doing nothing.
Space station fucking goes so fucking quick. It goes so fucking fast.
Isn't it like 10,000 kilometers an hour or some shit?
It's just a insane speed, because all like 0G is, it's not like gravity isn't affecting you. It's just that you're going so quickly around the planet that gravity is being negated,
Mm.
because you're traveling
So weird.
faster than the distance that you're falling, or you're traveling equal to the speed that you're falling.
Oh
So
yeah, you're just perpetually
just
falling.
You're
That's all it is.
perpetually falling
Mm.
around the planet, which is fucking awesome.
That is
That's
awesome.
crazy, man. Isaac
Yeah.
Newton invented that.
Yes, he did.
Crazy how we did that.
That's
Yeah, dude.
insane.
Yeah,
He got an apple and he was like, gravity, and he crushed it, and then everything
Just-
fell.
Everything
That's
fell. Everything was
insane.
floating
I
around
can't
up
even
until
build
Isaac
IKEA
Newton came
furniture. I don't
along.
know how the fuck he managed that. That's crazy.
Yeah, what a guy. Oh my god. Yeah, well, let's talk about space some more. We've talked about space prison. I'm curious to see what a
Space 6.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It's
though?
impossible. It is.
Is it though?
In 0G, yes.
What do you
Is
mean?
it
though?
Explain.
What do you mean, though?
It's not like your boner's gonna go down or some shit like that with
no,
zero
it's,
G.
it's just extremely hard for your blood to circulate into your cock, so that your
Ah.
blood vessels, like open up and make your cock hard.
Well, if you pop a
Uh,
Viagra or two.
Which is why, like, they wanted Pornhub to send Johnny Sins and some other female porn
Oh, I
star
love Johnny
into
Sins.
space to have sex in 0G. But later they determined, I believe, that it was impossible to actually get hard in space or to even conceive.
What?
So,
Oh.
like, if you wanted to have kids in space, like en route to a mission or whatever, you'd probably have to have a bunch of test tube babies ready to be fertilized, and then they would, be in artificial wombs or whatever. Like, this is like, hundreds and hundreds of years in the future. That kind of shit.
what would it be like being horny but not being able to get hard? Like, what would that feeling be like?
I don't know.
Would
I
you
guess
even
you
get
could,
horny?
I don't know. We should ask. We should get an astronaut on the podcast.
Straight up, dude.
Make
I mean,
Chris-
not
First
straight
question
up,
we
you
ask
can't.
him. So, did you jerk off up there? Be honest. Was it possible?
Dude, I'm
How horny were
genuinely
you?
curious. How does it work? Like,
Yeah, dude.
actual.
But-
Yeah, I wonder if they train you for that. Like, all right, listen, you're gonna get really fucking horny up there, but you're not gonna be able to get hard. Here's what we need you to do: take a couple deep breaths. Think about, I don't know, dying in space, and that way you'll be fine. You know, I
You'll
don't
be
know.
chilling.
I don't know
You'll
what
be
they're
chilling.
telling. You'll be chilling.
They do that like meditation orgasm shit where they like
Hey,
just don't
dude.
even touch.
Oh yeah,
Women
the
would be
hands-free.
fine. Women would be fine. They'd be able to go ham up there.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Oh fuck,
Yeah,
I don't want to
dude.
imagine that.
Women have an advantage that way, but they have a lot of disadvantages going up into space. Female anatomy isn't really kind to like space travel, space exploration, especially like EVA, like getting out of a vehicle and doing a spacewalk. Because, you know, for men that need to pee while they're like on the moon, surface of the moon, or they have to shit or whatever, like men have a device on their spacesuit which is practically a condom that they slip onto their cock, and then at the end of the condom is a catheter, and then you piss and it goes to the catheter into a urinal bag, and
What the
and,
fuck?
and you pretty much just shit into like a diaper kind of thing. But for women, you really can't do that, and it doesn't help that, you know, the vagina's neighbor is an asshole. So
God, I hate that guy.
like if they real
Real
douchebag.
shitty person.
Yeah, and he'll shit, and then, you know, obviously like that's just a one-way ticket to a fucking UTI.
Jesus
which
Christ,
isn't
that is
very
grim.
good. You know, and that's like an engineering problem that people have been trying to solve.
Imagine
for a
being the
while. How
engineer.
can
That's
we-
your job, is to solve that problem.
Yeah, just the
I'll figure
perfect
that shit
cup
out.
to fit over a pussy and segregate the asshole.
Hey,
Um,
segregation's bad.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. The asshole's pretty shitty.
True.
You probably want to keep some distance. The vagina is a bit of a douche. What are you gonna do?
Dude, yeah, that's the stuff you need to think about when you're bit in NASA and shit though.
It's like,
Well,
what do
it
you do
is,
for work?
you know?
I just deal with fucking douches and assholes all day.
They have
Yeah.
probably have people that are hired to do exactly that, and that's
Yeah,
kind of
well, you
weird,
know,
but
they
not
have
weird.
They have people that are designing the suits, meet
Necessary.
prerequisites and all sorts of stuff. But that's one of the hurdles that, you know, we have to, you know, because it's easier to problem solve for a man because we have a fleshy tube. You know, women
We have
it
a
little
cock
bit
and
different,
balls.
and a cock and balls.
Yeah.
Mm.
Stop being
Women have it a little bit harder in terms of space flight, but women are determined and they never give up.
That's right.
You know, anyone with a wife would know that. Because they won't fucking leave you alone to leave the, you know, to fucking wash the dishes or fucking do the laundry, and they never shut the fuck
I
up,
thought-
and it's horrible.
I thought you
To
were
be
gonna
honest,
start.
it would probably be good if they were all in space.
Space prison.
I thought he was gonna like start like with
sorority.
some empowering speech about women.
Space-
Like anyone with a wife would
yeah.
know that women never give up. They never leave you the fuck alone. Am I right, fellas? Fucking Jesus Christ.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, I love women, even though it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
Gang, gang.
Wow.
Gang, gang.
He really said it with a
Gang,
I
gang.
smile.
still have to paint my nails for Pride Month. I need to get some black nail polish because I'm a straight ally. So I have to, you know, I'm gonna make it like a thing.
Mm,
Because I did it last June, so I'll do it again. I have to go pick some up.
nice.
Hell
Gotta
yeah.
finger some hot
I
dudes with
guess.
them nails.
What was that?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing. Space prison.
You're like cutting in and out for me.
Oh, am I? Sorry.
Yeah,
I
it's
made a
weird.
little joke. Only the audience will hear that one.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. No matter who you are, Squarespace can help build a website that works for you. Say you're a business owner who wants to promote your physical store and sell products online at the same time. You can do that. Or what if you have a big trip coming up and want to blog about it? Squarespace's customizable galleries allow you to show off your latest photos, videos, and ideas as you go. Maybe you're a bit of a show-off and want to announce your latest post with an email blast. Or if you're feeling shy, you can make password-protected pages to share your work privately. And if you don't know how to code, that's no problem. Squarespace provides drag-and-drop tools so you can visualize your site as you create it. When you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/misfits for a free trial. and use the offer code Misfits to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
That's fine.
Space prison, space sex, space men and
Space
women. What's
school.
the next space thing?
Space school
Space school.
Space school.
and space bullies. Let's talk about them. The
Space
worst.
bullies. Oh, I hate it when they shove you in the air locker.
Just like twist, you get shot out into space. It's like,
Classic one.
Nerd.
That's
Worst
exactly-
kind of bully.
Remember that happening
Kyle!
back in my days.
oh my god, have you guys seen the movie Snowpiercer? By the way,
Oh, I watched it literally last night.
the movie or the
haven't.
show?
For the first time. I watched Snowpiercer
What
for
is it?
literally the first time last night. What the fuck?
Did you watch the
Spoilers,
movie or
what
the
is it?
show, this Jay? Because the show just came out on Netflix. Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, I watched I watched the movie and I watched like
Yes.
the first episode of the.
Okay, Snowpiercer spoilers. I thought of this because we were talking about space and shooting people out into space. Basically, the concept of the show is that like society is stuck on this train that never stops moving, and the world has been frozen over, and like an apocalypse happened, and like basically
Yeah.
like it's freezing cold outside, and the last remaining humans are stuck on this train that just perpetually moves along the same cycle on this rail, and that's like and it generates power, and it's like warm inside. And one
That's
of the,
really interesting.
and like it's all about like, it's by the same person that directed Parasite. I forget the guy's name, like really famous director. But like the movie's about like class systems, and one of the ways that they punish people in this really horrific dystopian way. This
Oh
is
my
spoilers by the
God.
way, is there's like this hole in the train, and it's like a glove, and you put your hand over the glove and you stick it. You stick your hand like through this hole basically, and your arm, your entire arm is just hanging out the side of the train in this freezing cold weather, and
While
you just
it's
sit
moving.
there, and like your entire arm just is outside freezing. The person's just screaming there until their arm is completely frozen and it's like blue and black, and then they bring it out of the train and then they smash it with a hammer. How
yeah.
fucked up is that
That's
shit?
so.
That is
fucked.
absolutely fucking
Dude.
crazy. Like
That reminds me of if you've seen the Netflix series, I think it's something's Love and Robots.
Sex, Love, and Robots.
Sex, Love,
Sex,
and
Love
Robots.
There was one episode where there was a astronaut in like a module doing some kind of repair, and her oxygen gets fucked by like space junk that was flying by, and she's basically spinning away from her
Yeah,
capsule.
yeah.
And she takes off the arm. She tourniquets her arm, takes off the sleeve, and then breaks. And then her arm freezes, and then she breaks her arm, and then she uses that to throw it so that the Newton's second lie or the first or whatever, one of Newton's lies. She throws it, and because she throws it, it pushes her back, and then she's able to grab onto the thing.
That's metal.
Right.
That is so
Yeah,
metal.
it was pretty fucking cool. Because I think first she throws like the sleeve, but she misses, and then she has to break her fucking arm and rip it off, and then throw that, and then she's fine. Very interesting
Shit like
concept.
that's fuck,
yeah,
man.
It's very interesting.
Imagine
to
having
think.
a frozen hand. Mm-mm.
Yeah, definitely. Like one of the things that Snowpiercer did well is like kind of it makes you reconsider. Like imagine like the world does end and a small percentage of the population gets shot out into space, and like that's literally the entirety of the human race from that point on. Like the world implodes or the Earth is no more.
It'd be over. It'd be over. Not enough genetic diversity.
Yeah,
to
but like where I'm
repopulate.
like entertaining an idea for like entertainment purposes. So
Well,
imagine
that's
like so imagine like the like society, let's say, is like a handful of ships, and it's maybe like 10,000 humans. Like you would have to completely restructure how society works for this new
Yeah.
environment. And bro, that's kind of fucking crazy to think about, because everyone is so accustomed to thinking like, oh, well, this is how the world works. Like we have this system in place that's been established over millions, or hundreds and thousands of years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, well, I guess we got to reconsider. Fucking you're out in space
legit.
and you got to work shit out on in a metal box floating through the galaxy.
And the one thing that I was like, I was like thinking about it, but I didn't know how to think about it. But I was, what I was thinking was, the poor, I'm spoiling the whole movie,
fuck
pretty
it.
much.
We already spoiled
But the poor people, right? They're like, nah, fuck this, dude. We need to go take over that shit because we're getting treated like shit.
it. Yeah.
But like the people at the very front and stuff, they know how to run this thing so it like constantly stabilizes and is constantly functioning properly.
Yeah.
Like when they take over, it's fucked. Everything's fucked.
Exactly.
And I was like, I was just thinking, like, whose side do you have to be on?
Yeah, well, it's fucked, right? Because like immediately, like there's just a class system in place, and like there's these poor people at the bottom that are necessary for the train.
They're
to keep running,
necessary,
but they're treated like so poorly, like just awfully. And there's these rich fucks at the front that are not doing very much, and then there's these important rich people at the front that are like making sure that everything actually works.
Yeah, legit.
And it's just like it's a really interesting film actually about like class systems and stuff, and
definitely
I would
makes
highly
you think.
recommend anyone watches it. But yeah, man, it's wild. It's wild.
And hopefully that's not what happens when we go to space.
Hopefully not.
I'm gonna cross my fingers.
I mean, as like I said, like it's probably not even logistically possible for anyone to survive. So,
well, say you went to Mars, with a team of 12 people. You go to Mars, you land, you're out. It's fine. It's just you and 12 other people, and then you murder
can't
all the
get
other
hard.
11. Say you and like 3 others. Kill the rest of them. So now there's only 4. You've murdered, like maybe who the fuck's gonna arrest you? Who's gonna enforce law? Who's going to enforce like order? Like especially in like a Mars colony, there's like talks of like, well, there have to be like a whole new. It would be an entirely new structure. They would be completely autonomous from Earth. They would be a sovereign entity.
Things would devolve into like raw tribalism very quickly, I feel.
Well, sure. I mean, it depends on how they would structure it. Obviously, like the people going there for missions are still going to be bound by like a code of ethics and all sorts of stuff. And they're going to have a mission, and they're all going to be good friends and teammates and colleagues, and they're all going to be mature and smart enough to be able to get their job done. But it's a matter of when the colony evolves into an actual civilization, into a self-perpetuating city.
Yeah,
that's when shit gets weird.
Yeah,
because that's when well, who are the cops going to be? How are they going to enforce stuff? How are they going to keep people safe?
Who's going to be the leader?
Who's going to be a leader? Leadership is very important, I feel, in situations like that. And like
it's that kind of thing. Because at that point, you don't have a fucking police, you don't have a military. You have literally your entire civilization either in subterranean caverns or on the surface of Mars in a big glass dome, and either one is probably not going to be pleasant living. And I think most humans that go to Mars to live there are going to have a very hard time mentally adjusting to the fucking wastescape that is Mars. It's not very fun. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you're gonna let all the fucking to Elon." They're like, "Oh, you're gonna let all the fucking rich people go to Mars and be safe away from Earth, and they're gonna have this little fucking paradise on another planet." Like, bro, if you ever fucking like, do you know what the fuck Mars is like? It's fucking horrible. Like, imagine like the fucking Nevadan desert. Imagine like it's just the driest, coldest piece of shit fucking area ever.
Yeah.
And it's all over the planet. And there's massive dust storms that fucking block out the sun for 3 months. Like,
fucking hell.
Like fucking horrible conditions.
And the hyper wealthy, people who are used to like comfortable conditions and like insanely like beautiful like peak financial experiences are probably like the least equipped to adjust to that sort of environment.
Yeah, they're not going to want to do that. They may be able to afford a trip, but they're not going to want to fucking stay.
Yeah,
they're not going to want to stay there. Unless we drop fucking thermonuclear warheads all over the poles of Mars to accelerate like a global warming and an atmospheric change.
You're saying we should nuke Mars?
Bomb Mars.
Bomb Mars, dude. Nuke Mars. It's a real theory. I'm not sure how exactly ethical it is because I think we ought to check Mars for microbial life.
Yeah, it turns out there's this entire microbial civilization of like hyper intelligent like little beings like living all around the planet, and we just completely fuck their shit up unintentionally. We land on Mars like, oh my god, there are so many
in their arms.
Oh, it's them. It's the monsters. Like, we're so sorry. We just wanted a child.
What the fuck, dude? Like, it's God.
There's like little tribal paintings and stuff, and they're like of these massive beings, massive astronauts.
Doomsday. They actually think we're demons. Like, we're the bad guys. We could be the bad guys in the Alien movie of the future, guys. Think about it.
We legit could be.
We could be.
Yeah,
it's like, fuck, what's that one anime? Like Attack on Titan with like the tall giants. It's like that shit coming in from.
Yeah.
Dude, it's wild. I remember reading like all sorts of science fiction stuff in the past, and there was this one story where the concept was that humans are the most overpowered like species in the universe, and like every other fucking
Yeah, we're pretty OP.
Yeah,
like
that class needs a
every
nerf.
other race of
Humans are
alien
pretty OP.
like can't like deal with water, like water's like acid to them, or and then like and they're like because the human body's pretty fucking weird. It was a very interesting story because it's like it was like written through the point of view of like an alien keeping us in a cage, and it was like we've never experienced anything like a human before, because it's like they chopped off his arm and he was still alive, and they were really perplexed by that, and then like he fashioned together like a shiv from like a piece of metal, and he tied it to something, and he ended up killing an alien with it. It was like this whole thing that like
Yeah, it looks interesting.
kind of set up like humans to be super overpowered. So like imagine if we were actually like the peak of the solar system or the
Shit, that's
galaxy.
depressing.
Think about
Yeah, it
we're
would
the
kinda
peak.
be- that'd be
bro.
kinda
Yeah, that
bonkers,
would
though.
suck,
That would
man.
suck.
We're the
Bonkers,
peak
though.
of evolution. Jesus Christ, we're fucked, bro.
We
Hey,
need
dude,
some
as far as we
benevolent.
know, we currently are. We currently are. There's no other intelligent boys around. No one's
Dude.
picking up radio signals. No one's
That's
no
not
one's
good
no
enough.
one's doing anything.
We
We're
need some
ghosting us, man. What the
hyper-intelligent, just
hell?
benevolent beings to come along and just help us the fuck out, because we are screwed, I reckon. Like,
Straight up, bro. Straight up.
Yeah,
Isaac
dude.
Newton's dead. There's no more shit like that. No more gravity soon.
we need aliens to come over and just be like, oh, you guys still doing war? Fuck, man, we stopped doing that like 100 million years ago. You guys are still fighting about shit? Fuck, figure your shit out. Here, we're gonna show
You guys still haven't legalized weed?
We're gonna show you guys the secrets of the universe. It's gonna be fine, little buddies. It's gonna be okay. And they'll just like put a nice arm around Earth and be like, hey, we got you. We're gonna show you
Yeah,
how to be.
tentacle, a
We're
nice
gonna
little tentacle.
We're gonna show you how to be, and then that'll be that, and we'll.
And then they
accelerate.
take us over.
Then they take us over, and we're enslaved to them.
Dude, I would
forever.
smoke so much weed with an alien. I would smoke a retarded amount of weed with an alien. So fucking much.
Surely.
Mm. To them, it's just
Dude.
like their water. Like they just need it. They just do it.
Yeah,
every
they
day.
just constantly.
Bro, why are you
constantly
acting so
inhaling
weird,
smoke.
dude? What? This is some weed. You're like, I don't know, man. It's space weed, bro. I'm
Aliens,
chimping.
man.
Anyway,
Oh, dude, I would if I was the first person to come in contact with an alien. Like if an alien landed in my backyard, and I was like the first human to make contact with it, I would be sure to go. They'd be like, "Hello, what is your greeting?" And I would go, "Yo, we pimp chimpin'." And then from then on,
They just get on their spaceship and leave.
Yeah, they get on the spaceship, they leave, they come back. They had the giant mothership with a loudspeaker, and he goes, "Greetings, people of Earth. We're pimp chimpin'."
they took your message and started an entire religion about it back home. Being pimp chimping. Like they've got statues of you everywhere. Yeah, you'd like that swagger.
Uh-huh.
You'd be their
I would.
leader,
I would.
guys.
Because then it would finally have caught on.
the message he's been desperately trying to spread will finally have hit home. We pimp chimping.
We are
Guys,
pimp chimpin'.
this has been the Misfits podcast. We got to wrap it up here. We got shit to do.
It
Hope you guys
absolutely has
are
been.
having a good one. Hope you guys are staying safe in this crazy world. And
Mhm.
we will see you next week. Thank you to our sponsor, GamerSubs. Go to gamersubs.gg, use code Misfits to grab yourself some gamer energy. And we'll be back soon
Poggers.
with
Yeah,
more.
and make sure you Spotify 24 hours early. If you wanted to catch this podcast on Spotify, just go over
With
there.
video soon.
Check it
That's
out with
not-
video soon. Probably by the next podcast. So, later,
Nice.
boys. Have a good one.
Bye. Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Future guys, think
The McElroy brothers are not experts, and their advice should never be followed. Travis insists he's a sexpert, but if there's a
We're all hurting for communication, I think. We're all trying to reach out and touch souls whilst keeping our human bodies 6 feet apart. And that can be that can be and butts, and that can be tough. And digital is helping a lot, I would say. Like a lot of people are using digital to talk to each other, and I think that that's important. And I just wanted to share with you all. This is hot off the presses. This came in about 24 minutes ago on my phone, and this was a text I got from a West Virginia area code number. So I don't know who they are, but it's nice to know, you know, we have some of the same background. We both love Tudor's Biscuit World, you know? Like, that's a soul connection right there. Yeah. Go Herd and, like, Bleed Green and, like, Pepperoni Rolls and, like, Jim Justice, right? So, like, I know that we have that in common. And anyway, they texted me, and it looks like 19 friends that also are in the 304 area code and have sequential phone numbers, which is a fucking wild coincidence, but I feel the soul connection with all of them. And they did say in this text message, and there is a link here, I haven't clicked on it yet.
Wouldn't?
But the text message says, see my juicy cream pie, and then it says $$Y, and online now, and then there's a white mouse emoji, and then a gray mouse face emoji, and then just a black hole mouse emoji.
Now, Griffin, are you certain that they're mice and not perhaps cats?
No, these are mice for sure, Trav. These are little mice that, like, the kind, they live in the walls, Trav, and so me and 19 friends, new friends, I would say, because a text from a stranger is just a friend you haven't made yet. And they do want us to come see the Juicy Cream Pie $$Y online now.
Kind of like Kesha a little bit there.
Yeah, it's putting a fun flair on it. And I have to say,
I want to say real quick, I really appreciate them obfuscating the P word, because my daughter could be reading this. Like, thank you so much for censoring that.
Is there some kind of spam censor out there that if they hadn't censored it, the phone would be like, oh my, and wouldn't allow it through?
Well, I did download Net Nanny on my iPhone.
Okay. Protect yourself.
To protect myself and my chastity. So my favorite thing about this, and the genuine real soul, if I could step outside the bit, the real soul connection I feel is with one of these people. I do not know them. They do have a 304 area code number, pretty close to mine. They went ahead and they disliked this text from this
thumbs down. Thumbs down.
Which fills me with joy, as if whoever sent that first message is going to see that and be like, oh man, I really thought they would like that one. I really thought they'd be into this
crafted that
stuff.
just for them.
I put in the mice and everything.
I was going to do a funny bit where, like, I pretended to not know what some of the words in the text meant. But then you got to the emoji part, and I was literally like
lost.
I was lost. What? Why the mice? Why the mice? I guess
it's like a Cinderella thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. These are the mice that stitch the crotchless panties.
But see, you've introduced already a cat kind of imagery.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
And then you introduce mice, and I'm getting turned around.
I do just want to say that, and this will be the fourth of it, but if you do say cream pie on your podcast 5 times, then Apple deletes the whole show. So let's try it. And that worries me, because we usually drop 1 or 2 of those words together like per episode, tangentially, not related to this beautiful piece of communication I got from a new kindred spirit. So
have you thought about writing back, Griffin?
No, I didn't.
Think about that.
Maybe I don't think it has to be committal. I think you could write back like, I'm not interested in clicking the link, but how are you today? Right?
I mean, I can also just text back, like, what's with the mouse? Like, I understand you and your whole deal, but what's with the mouse emojis, though?
You know what? I'd like to talk about some digital communication, unprompted digital communication I received too. Because you're so right, Griffin. It's really important these times. I touched earlier on how some brands are looking out for us. And first off, let me just say a quick thank you to all the Justin McElroys on Earth that when you want to give someone a fake email address, you give them mine. I don't know how you keep doing it, but I really appreciate hearing from all the different Justin McElroys all over. And I got an email from Smyrna Chevrolet, which is somewhere. I have no idea where, not where I live.
In Smyrna, I imagine.
I would
It's in
assume
New-
it's near Smyrna.
New Smyrna Beach, Florida.
Okay.
I got this email, and the subject line of the email is just this: our dealership is still open.
Oh.
So that's a kind of belligerent statement of purpose. So then right below it starts with this: rest assured, our dealership is open. And it says, this is what they've gone with for an opener. Uncertainty is everywhere. We are certainly ready to assist you.
Cool.
So that is so interesting.
That's badass. God, that makes me feel good. That really makes me feel like we're about to turn the corner on this whole
Yeah,
fucking
it's nice to have
enterprise.
one foothold in the whole thing, you know? Like, well, at least New Smyrna Ford, was there? Chevrolet?
It's a Chevy, Travis. It's got a Hemi.
So you know that they're there for you. And here's a really exciting thing. If you've been waiting for the exact right time to buy a vehicle and thinking that this is it, they got a first responder discount through June 30th. Yeah, it's really nice. It lists who it's here for: police, fire, EMTs, 911, and medical professionals. So that's cool. And dentists and optometrists and veterinarians.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And exercise and massage techs and chiropractors and dietitians.
Okay.
So first responder dietitians, I have good news for you. If you've been waiting for the right time to buy a great new Chevrolet vehicle, your moment has arrived. And thank you for your service. I love it when you burst into rooms and just like, someone's macros are off. It's an emergency. Someone's got to up their protein. I'm here. Someone needs their spine aligned, and I'm the one here to do it. First responder dietitians, thank you for everything you've done for us. Your bravery. Let's help some people. I feel like the world needs us now more than ever. I recently
we're
started.
kind of like first responders if you think about it.
It says and others. I bet if you roll in there and you're like, I'm a first responding entertainer. I'm still on the front lines of comedy, and I would trying to make jokes in this world. So I would like a discount on a brand new Chevrolet.
Oh yeah, of course. That sounds terrible. Here's a free Chevy.
Here's a free Chevy for you. Thank you so much for coming in. You knew we were open. I did. I thank you for the email. I recently started working for a food delivery company where thank you for your actual service.
That's good, yes.
Keeping our actual republic functioning, where my earnings depend on tips. Most customers ask that I leave the goods outside their door to avoid physical contact. Love this. I totally respect that, but it eliminates that moment of human connection that reminds them how I'm putting myself at risk so they can have a burrito. What can I text customers after delivery to remind them to tip me? That's from Doing You a Favor, TM.
Oh, yeah, I guess that probably clears up the mystery of which service we're talking about. Who is still getting food delivery and not tipping like a mortgage payment? Like
yeah,
it's
I'm seeing them out.
It seems like that should be customary. And you see, have you seen the news reports of people switching their tips out at the last second after using it?
Oh, come on.
That's
you
bad.
monsters.
Don't do that. But I do appreciate the text that says, like, hey, I dropped the stuff at your door. Go get it before the carrion birds do. And I go outside, and without fail, the carrion birds have gotten away with my egg rolls.
Every time?
Every time. They just go for the egg rolls. They don't go for the Mongolian beef. They mostly focus on the egg rolls.
Is it the spice level, do you think?
They have very sensitive stomachs. I appreciate the text saying like, "Hey, go get them." But is there a version of that text that's like, "Hey, go get them," and I'm really putting myself at risk. It looks like your house is covered in pathogens.
What about this? What about you're waiting for your burrito to arrive, and then you hear, "Is that music?" And you go outside and you open your front door, and there is a masked figure standing in your driveway with a boombox above their head, and it's just playing, "Here's your food. It's time to eat. Here's your food. It's such a treat." And it's like, wow, that's a lot of service. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tip this person. Do you realize we're in a world where like actual mass delivery people like come from the outlands to bring us supplies, except they're burritos? It's weird right now, I think. I think things are weird.
You know what? You know what needs to make a comeback? I've just decided based off of you said hear music, Justin, and it got me thinking. Like an organ grinder's monkey, right?
Okay.
Because you leave the burrito there, they open the door, there's a monkey. The monkey tips its little hat, maybe holds its hand out. You hand him a $10 bill, and he scurries back up on the delivery person's shoulder a good 12 feet away.
The monkey can get so sick, though, Trav.
Well, yeah,
Monkeys are fairly
so.
cold-blooded, and so I think they're actually pretty good transmission vectors for disease. So a monkey is not great.
How about an organ grinder's robot? There's a little Roomba there, and the Roomba tips his little hat and then vacuums your sidewalk back to the delivery person.
That's good, and you don't even have to do it. You can just shatter a Roomba on their front porch, and when you leave their food there, and you text them like, "Hey, my delivery Roomba died for your duck fat fries." So just keep that in mind when you hit the old Tipperino, huh?
I have really been struggling lately with when I get this is taking it from the other perspective. When I do get a food delivery, I'm sitting in the room where almost always sitting in the room that has a clear line of vision to the front door. So I have really been struggling with what to do in that. I have alternated between like standing behind the door and just like nodding my approval, I guess, to actively hiding. That's another one, just like getting clear of sight lines. I worry that even though I do have the like leave on porch message there, I worry if I'm too close to the door that they'll want to do a handoff, and I don't want that.
Don't want
I
that for
that.
either of you. Yeah.
This is a true thing that happened to me 100%, and it sounds, I know, like a scary story, but it really happened. We ordered food and we left. The instructions were leave food on porch, but I was taking the garbage cans around front at the exact time that they pulled up.
Oh.
So then I just stood in the driveway and said out loud, "I'll just wait and let you leave it on the porch." And I stood
Trav.
there. What was I gonna do? Go over and get it, or say like, "You stay there, let me go in the house and pretend like I wasn't out here"?
You wave at them and you say, "Hey, I'm the neighbor and I'm stealing their garbage cans," and you walk back behind the house. The three of us are so bad at human contact. The three of us are so bad at human contact. How can we be fucking this up now, of all times?
This should be our time to
we
shine.
should be thriving right now.
I think you know what? I think I'm fucking it up because on some level, I just want to open the door and fucking chat for a second.
I would love to chat with you.
That is the fucking impulse that I am fighting in my head. You should see me at the grocery store as they're doing checkout. I'm not going to stay any longer than I need to. I'm going to keep the line moving. Everybody here is taking a risk, and I want to get everybody home safely. But while you're scanning those groceries, we are going to have a little talk, you and me. And I bet our nation's checkout clerks are fucking done. Okay, I know. I've heard all of your wonderful stories. Okay, stop it. I'm done. I'm cashed.
The other day during my unfortunate but necessary shopping trip, said the phrase, "This is a pretty cool plexiglass shield, huh?" When they put that in.
Nice, Travis.
I just needed to communicate to a human being that wasn't in my house.
Did you catch Survivor last night? Hey, I have a Yahoo here that was sent in by the prospector Merritt Palmer. It is from an anonymous Yahoo Answers user who I'm gonna say their name is Gerald Me. It's like Jeremy and Gerald, but they fused
I
like
thought
in
it was
Dragon
like a
Ball Z.
catchphrase where you'd say like, "Gerald Me."
Oh, Gerald Me asks,
"Hit me with that, Gerald."
"I prank called Apple and Microsoft. Will they ever answer my calls again for when I really need them? Additional details. Any non-serious answers will be reported for for japery." And that's actually there's a drop down there, and you can click. They're cutting up too much in this one. Please.
I'm gonna change my Twitter bio to that.
Any non-serious answers will be reported.
If I ask a question on Twitter and give me a non-serious answer, you will be reported.
That's pretty good. So I prank called Apple and Microsoft. It was very, very funny. I called them and said that, my phone started to cuss at my parents in the middle of the night or something funny like that. And then, but now my phone has started to get very, very hot, and it's only getting hotter. And I don't think they're going to take my calls. Is that a concern?
Well, it's especially bad if you're like, oh, yeah, my phone started farting all the time. And then your phone does start farting all the time?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because there's no way. Because then you're the person who cried fart. And no one's ever going to believe that.
Wouldn't be surprised if that did start happening with all of these Crapple devices. Android for life. I love them. I love this little alien guy. And I can play all my emulators on them. I am worried that Apple and Microsoft are going to take my calls.
Well, especially when you're just calling to chat. You know what I mean?
I just need to talk to
Talk to anybody.
someone. That's the bigger concern at this point is I'll call Microsoft and be like, oh, hey, Clippy died. And then they'll be like, oh, this again? I'll be like, yeah, I know. I called you yesterday to talk about Survivor, but Clippy is dead and I need to download him again. So where does he come from? Where did I get Clippy first? And can I visit that website a second time?
This is why we need Bonzi Buddy more than ever to try to fill that gap, but he's nowhere to be found.
Can't
I would
get
love
him
to talk to
anywhere.
Bonzi Buddy right now.
I miss Clippy.
We're our nation's chat robots during this time.
Thank you.
Could you chat with people on online somewhere? Like, is there not chat online? But I know people are doing that. Don't get me wrong. But people
Wait,
who
where?
If you go to chatroom.com,
Oh, this is very NSFW.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, I
Is
just
it-
bought
threw that address out there. Is it bad?
Let's see.
this
Hold on.
is-
Let me look.
My computer stopped responding.
Oh, boy.
I just bought a silencer for a rifle. I don't even know how I did that.
Don't go to that website. I don't know what just happened, but it was
Whoa,
bad.
what
on
is
this
this?
podcast?
Yes.
Travis, I said no.
But it says attackers might be trying to steal my information.
No, don't go to that website.
But now I
Everybody.
have to get in.
No, you have to get out.
I have to. Justin, you know what? I'm going to take the risk. Let's go in. Oh, no.
No,
I'm being
Tra-
pulled into the
Travis.
screen.
Now he's in a reboot situation. Captain N, the game master. My brother is Captain N.
It is me, the real Travis.
I don't think
Can we
it
just stick
is.
to one fucking topic for a
Yo,
second?
this is feeling loosey-goosey this episode. I like it.
Microsoft and Apple won't take their calls because they did too many prank calls.
Yeah.
Microsoft and Apple are my friends.
You guys ever have
I'm
prank
trying to
calls?
pretend to be computer brother.
No, we did that one. It was good.
But I
5
feel
out
like
of
we didn't
5.
live in it long enough, you know? How are we going to get the next big thing? And
Did you guys ever have prank calls that like had real world repercussions that you didn't expect?
I've never
Any-
prank called anyone in my entire life.
Come on.
I have, I would be so I have a very distinct voice, Justin McElroy.
Oh, sure. Everybody recognizes you from podcasts.
Right. I mean, but I've never done it. I've always been, let's put the tiger on the table and yell at it. A scared little dork. And I was too scared to do. I was afraid I would call and they would say, I'm an adult and you're a kid and now I'm mad at you and I would just have to live in that moment forever.
All the dorms at Marshall had landlines back when I was in college, and they all had some variety. I mean, you could like guess the numbers because they were all like very small variations on each other. So we would call dorms and do this is not particularly funny, but we would do like radio call-in contests and have them like do trivia and stuff like that, and like guess the thing and they get a prize. And for some reason, some people got really upset about it and started putting signs up in the dorm warning people, if you get a call from Rod and Todd in the mornings, they are not real DJs and you should not disclose any personal information to them. And I never wanted it to go that far, ever. Never. That's not what Rod and Todd are about, honestly. It's supposed to be a fun time for your morning commute.
It wasn't about fishing for information.
Thank you.
One time I prank called Daniel Whitney. He's a comedian. And I called him, and like my thing back then was I did this character where I talk like this, hey, and then I would say sometimes like I would say something offensive, and then I would be like, get her done, and he stole it and started calling himself Larry the Cable Guy.
Whoa.
And that could have been, guys, that could have been me. But I prank called him and did the get her done thing, and he just fucking stole it. And now he's Larry the Cable Guy, and he's in Cars 1, 2, and 3. So
That could have been you, Griffin.
it could have been me sliding doors. His real name's Daniel Whitney.
Awesome.
Someone, hey, let's all go to Larry the Cable Guy's great stand-up comedy sets and just yell like, "That was a good one, Daniel. Great joke, Danny."
Take off the grease paint and show us your real face.
If anybody's still doing sets right now, it's Larry the Cable Guy. I wonder what he is up to. I'm gonna check on.
I wonder
him.
if he's doing any like Zoom sets, like buy a ticket and you can watch.
Oh, I bet his background game is fucking on point. So
Bet it's
funny.
good.
It looks like he's in the news 4 days ago on how the current comedy landscape, quote, sucks. Second quote, grow a set and get over it. So I think he's probably doing all right.
He's doing it. The very first line on his webpage is Larry the Cable Guy is back to get her done. So apparently
Where'd
he
he
stopped
go?
doing that one for a while, and
Yeah.
he's like dipped back in.
I can't wait. Do you think that they'll put on his tombstone like got her done?
He'll never die.
He can't die.
My 7-year-old son lost a tooth at the beginning of quarantine, and the tooth fairy had his $7 ready to go and waiting. He gets his age in dollars per tooth.
Nice.
Then-
Man, when he loses a tooth at 35, cash.
Ooh, boy.
A week into quarantine, he lost another tooth. I had no cash and wanted to stay at home. I reused the same $7 for tooth number 2.
Mhm.
Now he has another seriously loose tooth. I feel like if I use the same $7 for a third time, he may notice that the piggy bank, which is partially transparent and open top cup that used to house cotton candy, is not getting any fuller.
God.
Do I tell him the tooth fairy is social distancing and grant him an IOU from the fairy? Just tell him the truth and tell him I owe him $14 at a later date?
No.
Is there a third option? That's from Tooth Fairy Troubles in Tennessee.
Hey, Toby, you got Venmo? Little Toby. It's me. Hey, it's me, the Tooth Fairy. You got Venmo.
Could you set up a barter system where it's the tooth fairy leaves a note that says, "Hey, banks are closed. Wasn't able to get $7, but here is an unopened Blu-ray copy of the Hot Girl."
The retail value of which
is
is
$7.
I assure you. I thought you were going deeper. I thought we were doing like $7 in like beads and shells. Just take it all the way back.
Okay. I got some shiny rocks from the garden.
There's also a version of this where you say, "Oh, sure, I could give you $7, or I could give you $20 of what I'm calling mommy script." And this is you can exchange this for all kinds of things in the company store. We got a mug. We got pencil.
Could you talk the son into the idea that if he can just keep it in his head for a few more months, he'll hit 8, and that's an investment in his future. It's basically giving away money to let the tooth come out right now. Put some super glue in there.
Yeah.
Keep that bad boy cooking for a little bit while longer.
You could convince them to wager $7 in a rigged carnival game of your creation.
Nice.
You're saying the tooth fairy says you can have your money now, but you can keep the juice going.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Yeah, try and knock over
Get a few points on it.
Try and knock over this bowling pin with this baseball. Oh, you didn't do it. Shit. Well, maybe next tooth.
Now, do you have a friend? This is me talking to the son. Do you have a friend with a loose tooth? Because if you can get that loose tooth, now that's when you're making the real money, right? And then if you can get that friend to collect someone else's loose tooth, now we're talking. And I'm doing like a multi-level tooth fairy marketing kind of thing. Is that anything?
I think tooth transaction in these challenging times is pretty high up on the list of things not to do. I think I've seen that around.
Okay, what about this? The kid's 7, right? Just leave a credit card under their pillow. They're not going to be able to do anything with it, but they're going to feel like they just got a lot of money, right?
That's true. Yeah, it could be even like one of those fake credit cards that they put in letters to like trick you into opening it.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Dumb are fucking.
They're
How fucking dumb are people?
Hey,
Do they think? Hey, everybody! Hey, don't throw that away. There's a card in there.
That looks like the
I'm
one
like,
I used to buy with using money on it.
You're throwing away money. It's a card.
Now, the Tooth Fairy left a note here, son, and it says that the Tooth Fairy didn't have $7 to give you, but the Tooth Fairy has opened up a line of credit in your name. And when you hit 18 and your credit age is over 11 years, you are going to be so grateful.
That's good. You could also be like, yeah, oh wow, the Tooth Fairy left a little note here saying that they named a star after you. It's that one. It's that one up there.
Says this tooth was no good, didn't count.
Yep.
This tooth just didn't count.
Oh gosh, it says here your room was too dirty. They couldn't find a path to your pillow.
Yeah,
Aw,
weird.
Man. Eventually, they're going to give them back the $7 they stole for Tooth 1, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to imagine.
Okay. I think the way to go is the Tooth Fairy social distancing. They told me that they will return when everything is like you can't go to the store right now anyways, right? Maybe don't take that attitude. Say, hey, what do you need this money for?
I think that's great, Trav. It's a good thing right now to tell your 7-year-old kid that things are so scary and terrible that magic is dead. I think that's, yeah, absolutely.
No,
I'm
magic
with
is
you.
not dead. Magic is being safe, Justin, as we all should be.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Because the
Yeah,
opposite
for
side of that
sure.
is you say, well, the Tooth Fairy came and gave you $7, but because the Tooth Fairy wasn't practicing good social distancing, they got sick.
You could also just say,
we don't know.
You could also just say, hey, all dentists are closed. The Tooth Fairy is busy. There's just one of them. They don't have Santa magic. So, like, it takes them a bit.
Maybe this is a good opportunity when your son does notice the money is missing, because they will. Maybe it's a good opportunity to ask him about this fucking shitty Fort Knox that he's constructed to keep his cash safe. Are you kidding me? A cut-up cotton candy container?
You're 7.
That's job. He's 7, but like, if you're gonna give someone money, they should at least have something better to put it in than like just like an old hole. Oh, this is like a see-through container.
Oh, don't
He's
misunderstand.
begging to be robbed.
Justin, I was saying that 6 is an appropriate age for like an old cotton candy. 7 in wall safe. What do you
In wall
do with
safe.
it?
It's possible that this is one of a series of dead drops that they have all throughout the neighborhood.
You just that's where you keep the daily cash, but you deposit it every night in a safe location. So you keep some cash on hand in case you need to do any like day-to-day transactions. But the real nest egg, well, you'll never find that, mother.
My kids have a perfect system. They store all their change in a giant pink crayon that is the loudest, heaviest, worst thing on earth. And it's a perfect way to keep it safe from me, because if I look at the crayon, I get so angry I want to put my head through a plate glass window.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect system.
That baby
It's
has a
perfect.
similar, she has a big soda bottle. And the idea of ever trying to fish out anything from it.
Yeah. Perfect savings.
Yes, it's perfect.
Speaking of saving our pennies and scraping together what meager earnings we can, let's take a brief break and head on over to the Money Zone.
In a mailbox, no human contact required. It's that simple. Also, you get great discounts.
Right here on MaximumFun.org as we bring you Sawbones, a marital tour of misguided medicine. And remember,
You can't. It's too good.
I offered him something and he liked it. He said, yeah, that's a good offer.
I included this question mostly because of the picture it paints of the type of person this is who sees Godfather 1, 2, and 3 and then has to comment on, oh boy, I really feel more like the Godfather. What a badass.
No,
But
it
at
does say
this-
serious, not like a badass, like you walk out and you're like, I guess I should take care of my bills. That's what the Godfather would do.
Yeah,
I feel more responsible.
You walk out of the theater like, oh man, my shoes are really dirty. How long have my shoes been dirty? I'm going to clean those post haste. Are you all susceptible to movie like personality shifts? Because I'm remembering distinctly when I went and I did see Drive, and then I got out of Drive and I got out on the highway and the needle hit that speed limit, and then I was like, Drive?
Yeah.
And I went just a little bit over, and I felt guilty about it for like 6 weeks.
I remember when I went and I saw Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
here it goes.
And I was like, up till then, my very religious parents had always like tried to keep me dancing pretty clean, with room for the Holy Ghost and
Katie barred the door.
And in
I
the
was
day,
like,
and in the daytime in Havana.
and in the daytime too. They said you can dance in Havana, but only during the daytime and with room for the Holy Ghost. And I said, no. No one puts Travis in a corner, and tonight I'm going to dirty dance at night in Havana. And they said, okay, well, I guess that's fine. You're 36. So by the way, I just saw it like last week.
Yeah.
You just watched of your own volition the film Dirty Dancing Havana Nights.
Well,
You're the only person to watch it probably for the last 4 years.
Well, I just seen Dirty Dancing for the first time, and I said I have to see what happens next.
The saga continues.
Yeah, I have to. What happens to these characters that I love so much? Oh, they go to Havana. That sounds intriguing.
You all may have read in the newspapers about how Travis did get arrested in Havana for going to a nightclub and dancing while spreading his butt cheeks wide open, and people kept yelling, "Too dirty."
And they also kept saying 6 feet, 6 feet. And I thought they meant how wide I needed to spread my butt cheeks.
Travis got hurt. Travis got hurt.
Got hurt real bad.
Got hurt
real bad. I was laid up in a Havana hospital for a while they sewed my body back together. I done ripped myself in half, starting the butt cheeks, which, to be fair, I've said before, would be the place to do it, because that's the natural perforation.
Yeah, but sure, but now he can fly like a Dumbo boy down there.
That is true. That is true.
Did you guys hear about Vampire Pizza?
No.
I just want to say thank you. This is not a Munch Squad because it's too good. I just want to put it out in the world. Thank you to Mel and Eric for reporting on this. This is a LA thing, and basically, Vampire Pizza is this pizza restaurant that's run by vampires, and you order a pizza, and when they bring you the pizza and maybe a salad, they also bring an immersive alternate reality game about a vampire family owning a pizza restaurant that you have to involve yourself in and solve. Does that make you mad? I would love to do that.
Yes,
I would love to
please.
get into Vampire Pizza. I just want to let you guys know that Vampire Pizza was happening out there. There's still artists, both pizza and more traditional media, working out there to bring joy. And I want to thank the Vampire Pizza for existing, and thank you to Mel and Eric for the report. Now, with that out of the way,
Oh boy,
I want to munch. 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 Welcome to Munch Squad Retro.
I could almost pinpoint the inspiration for that, and I couldn't.
It's a pastiche.
Oh,
It's a pastiche.
boy, so mad.
It's a pastiche.
Okay.
With brand innovation at an all-time low, I asked you folks to find your finest Munch Squads from the olden days, press releases from back the before times, way back. Last time we took you to the amazing world of 1993. And this, by the way, you could send this to Justin at mbmbam.com. Just put like throwback Munch Squad in the subject, but bring the heat or you will be mercilessly mocked. So thank you to Nate, who did in fact bring the heat with this fine story. Heinz Easy Squirt adds a little quote mystery to its colored condiment.
Oh,
you won't know until you squirt.
Oh, what an unpleasant combination of thoughts and words.
It's just so fucking okay. So 90s kids are gonna love this one because they remember. But for a while, Heinz was making ketchup in a lot of Buck Wild colors.
Yeah.
And it still tasted like ketchup, but it's all the colors were wild. And this was an evolution of that. In February of 2002.
So let's see. Oh, Travis was looking forward to graduating high school. He was.
Yeah, we're 5 months out from 9/11, and finally the nation is ready to heal with Heinz Easy Squirt. Heinz has a great condiment caper on their hands.
Oh boy.
Can color condiment crazed kids help solve the mystery? Heinz revealed today its new product for kids, Heinz Easy Squirt Mystery Color. 3 new colors of the condiment will hit grocery shelves nationwide in late April, but children and parents won't have a clue what's inside the Easy Squirt bottles until they squirt or draw with it on their favorite foods. The new colors are Passion Pink, Awesome Orange, and Totally Teal. Okay.
Huh.
Fine. You don't understand children if you think there's any chance they want to be surprised by what color is now on their hot dog.
And it's
This
all the
is not-
same. It's all the same flavor.
It's all the same flavor. Here's a quote from Brian Hansberry. Heinz is introducing 3 new colors that kids can mix and match to triple their fun at family meals. So just so I'm clear, I'm now keeping 3 bottles of ketchup that I've had to hand label because it's a mystery what color these are so my kids can make ketchup art. This is okay. Thanks to its cool curves and thin nozzle, Easy Squirt gives kids the opportunity to be artists at the table, expressing their creativity by drawing with bright colors. Brian, you haven't met my terrible children. What have you done? Families that buy 2 or more bottles may find they have different colors, allowing pint-sized Picassos to blend one mystery color with another. They're all ketchup still. They're all ketchup. They'll also enjoy the same benefits consumers have come to expect from the popular kid condiment. You mean ketchup flavor, I guess.
Yeah, Justin, red ketchup flavor. Wait a minute. It's different now.
This is good. Heinz Easy Squirt Mystery Color boasts a special nozzle for accuracy and an ergonomic shape designed so smaller hands can hold on tight, allowing them to create mealtime masterpieces. This is the best. And for little fries who want no surprise, try regular Heinz tomato ketchup.
You can't handle it. You stick with red.
Your dumbass kids can't chill with this amazing ketchup.
But here's the thing. I'm betting that's most kids.
Yeah, only 1 million bottles of Heinz Easy Squirt Mystery Color are being produced. When they're gone, they're gone. Super sleuths will need to emerge from the shadows quickly to nab a bottle before the trail grows cold and Easy Squirt Mystery Colors disappear forever.
Also, we should mention Heinz has murdered someone, so we're gonna need you to solve that as well. Thank you,
Mr. and Mrs. Perkins. I gotta tell you, Johnny is failing all of his classes, and us at school are really worried about him. Listen, he's really wrapped up in this Heinz mystery. It's really soaking up all of his free time.
God, no.
You don't know.
No.
It's a worldwide conspiracy at this point.
He's been undercover at the Giant Eagle for 3 months now. Heinz's most recent, it's saying how fast these are going to sell. Heinz's most recent condiment coups, Blastin' Green and Funky Purple Easy Squirt.
Yeah,
food products.
I remember those.
They gripped the imaginations of children. They like, Mom, listen, I want to go to school. I can't stop thinking about this fucking green ketchup.
Hey, just one more time. Can I see it one more time?
Just one more time. I'd love to go outside and play pretend with Vicky and Brian and all the gang, but my imagination is gripped by the funky purple easy squirt.
Think about all the things I could do with this green ketchup. I could put it on a hot dog with French fry, anything.
I've spoilt all the dang food in the fridge again. What with my constant opening to peer at these beautiful ketchups.
It is bonkers to me because I was just sitting here thinking, oh yeah, there was a time when I couldn't squirt ketchup out of a bottle. Huh.
Yeah. As always, Heinz is looking for feedback from its #1 consumer, kids. Kids are encouraged to log on to www.easysquirt.com.
Oh no. Oh no.
April 1st and get candid about the new colors. Now, there's another line here from Justin McElroy, April 2020. Kids are discouraged from logging on to anything with the word squirt in it, kids. Just
www.easysquirt.
This is not what I expected.
It's we're not gonna know. No one should be going to this website. Here's the thing: Heinz let it go. Okay, I don't know why, but Heinz didn't renew the lease on that particular URL.
Do you think
which miss?
Do you think they're in the market for a new verb to describe how to get the fluid out of their bobs? Do you think they've been shopping around some? Yeah, dude, it just splooches right. No, not that one. Dang it.
Which mystery color will write the next chapter of Easy Squirt history?
Huh.
Will young food artists create passion pink penguins waddling across their hamburgers?
What?
Will they sketch awesome orange orangutans clambering across their french fries? Or outline totally teal turtles napping on their hot dogs? Hey, thanks for the fucking creativity prompts. Press release about colorful ketchup. My kids really appreciate it.
I'll also say this. Granted, BB's not even 4 yet, but I can't imagine her being like, I'd love to eat this hot dog, Dad, but first, I'm going to draw an orangutan on it with ketchup.
Yeah. My kid made a cat out of a Diet Dr. Pepper box and a Cool Whip container named Trash Cat, and it's been sitting in our mantle for 6 months. So I shudder to think what the fate would be of a hot dog that received a lot of creative attention. It's terrifying to consider.
How about another question?
Here's another question. I live in the Midwest, and my state has a very big state fair every year that I've gone to ever since it was a kid. I recently found out my state fair has a husband calling contest, which is basically a contest where wives compete to see who can call their husband in for supper the best. Like if they were on a farm. I think, yeah, got it. I think that it'd be fun to participate in this contest, but unfortunately, I don't have a husband. I really want to yell at my fake husband for prize money. Is it ethical for me to enter this contest? And if so, how would I do it?
Ethical is a funny word to use there.
Yeah.
Is it ethical? Sure. You're not lying about a law degree.
Let's talk about this contest. This is from Husbandless Hopeful in Iowa. If it's just wives allowed to call their farm husbands to supper, I think that it would be good to do unethical to the contest.
Yes.
I think, you know what I mean?
I would argue that if you entered the contest without a husband and yelled so good that your future husband showed up, you automatically win. Like you yell and someone walks up and is like, I heard the call and I had to come. Hi, I'm Jerry. Right? And it's like, wow. That's a win,
so
right?
good.
I have just some samplings. I found an Iowa PBS report about a similar contest. Okay. Perhaps it is this one. Who knows? And I just wanted to, if you guys want to get an idea of sort of what we're talking about, I'll play that clip for you now. Please be silent.
Bob! Hurry up! I don't want to be late. I don't want to be late to the great Iowa State Fair. Bob, hurry! Bob! Robert Dean!
That's cool.
That was not at all what I was expecting.
No. So do you have to yell Bob?
Everybody yells Bob.
Everybody's married to, it sounds like Robert Dean.
It just seems to me like you could win by just being like, hey, and then be like, oh, I'll be right there. And you're like, that's how good I yell. That's how good I yell. I don't have to do...
Or just walk
just
up,
yell like supper. Or just text them.
Walk up onto the stage and hold onto your temples and close your eyes and then have a paid professional walk onto the stage like, did you call me? And you'd be like, money, please. Prize, money. Now, give it to me. I've won.
Checking back in. Here's our 4th place winner.
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Keith! Yoo-hoo!
That's strong.
Cuckoo! The clock says dinner time.
That was strong.
That's powerful.
That's a powerful call.
Is the husband's name in that scenario King?
I think it was Keith.
Keith. Okay, it did sound like she was just yelling, King! The clock says dinner.
Do you think she decided to do a cuckoo thing like halfway through?
Yes.
Like, I'm going to dip into this.
The motivation hit, and she was like, you know what? This wasn't the direction I was going to go, and you know what? Here's the sad thing. She probably could have gotten 3rd if she had just stuck with her.
Yeah.
I think the judges probably saw that flip-flop in the middle, and they're like, nope. No husband's coming to that.
No husband will arrive for that. Here's our first place winner. Just the last one I'm going to dip on you guys. Here we go.
Roy? Roy! Can you hear me? You get yourself in here right now! Come on! You know you're going to be late again, and you know that I want to get there on time. Roy? Roy, 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 Roy!
No.
Roy!
Fuck yes. That's don't even enter.
Oh my
If that's the
God.
heat you have to go up against, unless
Don't
you're going to
even
come
enter.
correct, do not enter.
Is that really the thing that any human being ever is doing on a regular basis to call to another living human being ever?
Travis,
Like,
farms
if-
are big. Farms are so
Farms
big.
are big, Travis.
I know,
Farms are
but I'm
big.
saying
I like the soft Roys
Yeah.
that definitely won't get Roy inside.
Mhm.
It began with some quiet Roys that you knew weren't going to work,
Yeah.
Bonnie. So I feel like it's a little bit of a honeypot situation. So I didn't appreciate that, but overall, great calling.
well, I like
I hope you won
I like the
$100,000.
subtle Roy because
Mm.
a subtle Roy is good if it turns out you just didn't see him in the periphery and Roy is like 3 feet to your left, right? And you're like, Roy? And Roy's like, I'm right here. And you're like, oh, thank God. Okay.
Do you
but
all-
because if you started off with a powerful Roy and then you have subtle Roy standing next to you and he's like, that was too powerful. You could have been subtle. I'm right here.
Right. Okay. That's
Do
fair.
you think there's people listening to this podcast who just got
No.
ASMR who just got ASMR for the first time and they're like, ah, damn it.
That's why I won.
I want that now. And it's so scarce. It's such a scarce resource.
There's not enough husband calling to go around. Thank you all so much for listening to our program. We hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope you're hanging in there pretty much as we while away the days and work together as a planet to try to battle back the unpleasantness. We are still doing this podcast and a lot of others. Now would be a perfect time to dip into the McElroy back catalog. If you head on over to McElroy.family, you'll find a bevy of entertainment products for you to enjoy. There's Wonderful, a show about things that bring Griffin and his wife Rachel a lot of joy. You'll find Schmanners, about a show about etiquette in all kinds of different varieties. There's the Adventure Zone, is our actual play role-playing podcast. My wife and I, who's a physician, does a medical history podcast called Sawbones. There's a fucking show about cereal on there called The Empty Bowl. There's so much for you to go and absorb and enjoy, and we would hope that you'll do that.
But if all that sounds like garbage, go to the McElroy family YouTube account and maybe dig around there. There's lots.
That's videos at
There's
least.
so many
There's pictures.
options.
Hey, thank you to John Roderick and along.
Brothers, how can I strike fear into the hearts of gamer children? That is from Cora. Cora, are you here? All right. Hello, Cora. Much better.
Nailed it. Got it in one.
When I was a gamer child, the thing I think I was most afraid of was having to mow the lawn. Can you dress up as a lawnmower that they would have to use? Can you dress up as chores?
Can you dress up as the idea of reformatting a memory card?
Can you dress up as the concept of your dad really thinks you'd be good at baseball? So get out there, Tiger.
Just whisper in their ear like, I took all your V-Bucks. When you weren't watching, I took all
Wait,
your
what?
V-Bucks is a Fortnite money. God, I hate doing this show with old people. Yeah,
None of them reacted.
they loved it. They were scared.
V-Bucks?
They were scared that their Fortnite money
That
would
sounds
be...
like something that happens at Buck E. Cheese's.
Now, Justin, I hate to stifle your creativity over there, but as you approach to whisper this, they've already thrown a balled up wad of tinfoil at you, hitting you for 15 points of electricity damage.
Okay.
So,
Is there a safe way to set kids on fire? Just like, I mean,
safe fire.
A safe fire for kids?
Yeah.
this one was sent in by Adrian Cowles. Thank you, Adrian. It is, woo! It's an
Adrian, you're not here, are you?
No, that'd be wild. We're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. That would be fucking bizarre. So this is an anonymous Yahoo Answers user I'm gonna call Aquaman, asks, how did the first parents know how to take care of their children?
Fuck, yeah. Yeah, right? Right?
Yeah.
It must have been weird the first time the baby shit in a diaper, and you're like, where do we get more diapers?
Sorry, we're all parents up here, and we know this crowd skews younger. So when the baby is born and come out, it has a diaper.
Yeah.
And it's called its birth diaper.
And you know how just like in movies, right? Baby come out, start screaming.
Has diaper.
Yes. Person with milk glands just starts spraying it out like super
why?
sugar.
That
must have been weird for
Yeah,
Eve.
like, hey, Doug, I think I'm making food. I don't want to,
hey,
freak
are we
you
having
out.
a weird party?
Yeah, I think I'm making food right now. Isn't that wild?
Huh.
Let's put it in little U's mouth.
Yeah.
See if they like the food.
And that must have been frustrating. You're like, hey, put on Baby Shark. It's like, what the fuck is Baby
What is
Shark?
baby
Well, there is a Baby Shark over here.
Right.
Put Baby Shark on Baby?
Hey,
No.
honey, he wants to play with the baby sharks. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, a small me just came out of you. Maybe feed it some of the brontosaurus? Oh, no.
Nope.
Now we gotta wait till next, baby. But this
Baby
is
do
it.
bad.
Trial and error. We'll get this right sometime, baby.
Baby do bad.
We should have done the U milk that's coming. Yes, Travis.
At some point, that baby, successful baby,
Uh-huh.
started talking. That must have freaked them the fuck out. What?
Oh my God! This weird small U pet is turning into a U.
It isn't like right now your hamster went, I actually would love a carrot.
Whoa! If your where's my hamster? It's at school.
What? And now I have to teach you to drive? Where did we get a car?
You teach it to drive a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
This seems like the type of crowd that would actually get very angry and send some things on Twitter about how human beings and dinosaurs didn't exist at the same time. So
As far
we'll get ahead
as
of that
we
and say
yes.
it's a bit and a goof.
Let me point towards the documentary Flintstones.
Yes.
Griffin, if dinosaurs and human beings didn't exist at the same time, how did they
do we
play
know
their
about
records?
them? Oh.
How
do we know it? How do we know about
How
them?
do they play their records?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yours is a Flintstones.
Okay.
Yes. Justin, how about another question?
Yeah, here it comes.
Because hey, Juice, we could say a lot of Flintstones things up here, but I think it would behoove us to go
how
to
do they
another
make
question.
vitamins?
Yes.
Cereal. How do we still have their cereals?
Jurassic Park, they wouldn't look like dinosaurs, they'd look like big weird monsters because we didn't see them
right
with our human eyes.
Not
Justin,
like the super accurate Jurassic
we're fucking
Park.
dying up here, Justin, please.
Thank you.
We got a haunted doll watch.
Oh, fuck. We didn't ask before, but who in this room has no idea who we are?
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Haunted Doll Watch is a segment on the show where we find haunted dolls for sale on the Electronic Bay and see what the story with those are, because that's wild. This doll is called Melissa Tangible.
Holy that's a good name.
It's a fucking good name, actually.
Yeah.
Melissa Tangible is what this doll is listed as. Meet Melissa. Melissa is... They don't say... It doesn't say to the tune of Train. Meet
Yes.
Melissa. Melissa is what she likes to be called. Though a tangible doll, she was neither human nor non-human. Okay, that's everything. That's actually all the things.
Hey,
That's everything.
You actually skipped over the first part of that sentence. Read that one more time for me.
Meet Melissa.
Nope.
though a tangible doll.
Like all dolls.
No,
there are intangible dolls?
Travis.
Do not step to Justin on this
the
exact
electronic
subject.
bay, sometimes you get a doll, sometimes you get a picture of a doll. Because they're not specific about it being a tangible doll.
I would argue that even there
It's a
is a
problem.
doll one could conceive.
No, it's not.
I don't think you know what the word tangible
Yeah,
means.
you don't actually know what tangible means. That is the actual problem. She is a pure evil, tangible, physical doll. As a seller, I'd like my customers to know that my house backs up 600 acres of woods. On the other side of those woods is a medium-sized cemetery. So, important things for all of us to know.
So I assume your house backs up in like a 300...
Incorrect. 600-acre woods, and it's a medium-sized cemetery. So that's the kind of like oaky tannins you can expect from this. The terroir of this haunted doll is extremely good.
I'm sorry to keep revealing mine own ass. How big is an acre? Is 600 acres between your house and a cemetery a good distance?
Well, Winnie the Pooh lived in a 100-acre one, so it's 6 times better than him.
Oh shit!
And the Winnie the Pooh cemetery was quite large.
It was every animal ever.
Eeyore lived in it, and that's why he was kind of bummed out all the time.
I'm sad. Oh, why? Because because of the spirits.
You don't understand.
I've never had a night's rest.
This isn't
the wailing.
This isn't my tale. That's right. Think of the implications. I'm a patchwork
It's the
monstrosity.
telltale tale.
Yeah.
The ghosts don't patronize him. The ghosts come a running. Stop. We got a lot of show to get
I
through.
will not. They loved it.
The ghosts come a running when they hear the spirit box. I do believe that is why I have so many negative or evil spirits on my property and in my home. This spirit, however, really does not have a name. We agreed on Melissa. She seems to like that. Although she is neither female nor male. We have established that she is neither human nor non-human. I don't think we need any more specifics. This spirit, you must be 18 or over to purchase.
What?
Also, this spirit is for the dark arts only. Or seasoned investigators.
Oh, okay, I'm back in.
Okay, yeah. This is my favorite. I bought her at another consignment shop, and she was not a haunted doll. However, she is now.
Huh.
Yeah, huh.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, okay,
Jesus Christ.
Is this person's house for sale? Because it sounds like maybe it's a haunted doll factory.
yeah, quick point for you, Fire Torch Findings on eBay. You probably shouldn't buy more dolls. That's maybe where I would start, is your house transmogrifies regular dolls into bad, evil dolls that are neither human nor non-human, but are named Melissa.
Hey, why do you think this eBay user bought the doll carcass in the first place?
Well, we have a name for doll carcasses, Trav, and they're dolls. It's just a regular doll.
I do like this backstory, though, of I'm just a doll lover, purchaser, and now this one's haunted, so
I gotta get rid of it.
I created a whole eBay account.
Yeah, for this one specific one, and according to the listing, the 270 other haunted dolls that they have in their
Sorry
collection.
about your luck.
Yeah, but anyway.
What keeps happening? What's the connective tissue?
Anyway, that is the Haunted Doll Watch.
Hey, how about another question?
I love that, Griff. Thank you so much. My boyfriend says bless you after I cough. This makes me feel very uncomfortable. How can I get him to stop? And that's from Bless You in Boston. My boyfriend says, is the uncomfortable thing that is not when we do that? Or is it what they're actually saying, do you think? What part is causing the discomfort?
Well, can it be both? Because it is both of the things.
Okay, let's try it out. Griffin,
Okay.
cough. Oh, bless you. What do you say back?
I would say thank you for the blessing.
Have you heard the good news?
And then I would bow.
Bow like that.
Yes.
Let me try. I'll cough.
Okay.
Heck 'em, heck 'em, heck 'em.
Bless you.
And also with you.
Nice religious.
Do you want to try?
Yeah, so, okay.
Bless you.
You will never take Jenny from me.
Okay.
That's a kind of possession thing.
That's
we got
cool, too.
3 different good options.
He'll definitely stop after
Yeah,
one
try.
of those.
Hold on, let me do it. I'll do it. Go.
Bless you.
I wish you'd stop doing that.
Okay, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while now about our relationship.
Ooh, hold on. Somebody bring me some popcorn.
You always fucking do this, Jarek. I want to move back to Portland with my sister.
Wow, a new vibe. Okay, what's next? What happens next?
You know what? You're right.
Okay.
I think we can make this work.
Honest communication. I'm loving it.
Once I get out of here, we can be together. My character's in prison.
Okay.
Well, we'll see about that. 3, 2, 1, blast off.
Oh, no.
Wait, what is happening now?
I'm in a rocket ship now.
To where?
Portland, Oregon.
Well, here's my brother, Elon Musk.
Aw.
2, he built a rocket ship for me.
Oh no, it's an old-fashioned breakup rocket ship chase.
Yeah, and it's a steampunk rocket ship, so you know it's cool looking. And what's that? It's Captain Mal Reynolds.
Oh shit.
Anyways, do you want to have sex in front of Captain Mal Reynolds?
Actually, Travis, I stopped playing the part like 15 seconds ago.
No.
So for
now
me,
it's just
Trav, that's a firm no.
Griff, how about a Yahoo?
Yeah, here is a Yahoo from the Yahoo Answer Service. This one was sent in by several people, and it's sort of just like a fun sort of linguistics, like origin, like a smart people thing for all the smarts on this here boat.
Anybody here smart?
Okay, a lot of people sent this in. It's from Yahoo Answers user Negotiator, who asks,
Ooh,
I like that.
what exactly is a gravy train?
Oh boy, I assume it is. You know,
Travis, don't assume.
Okay.
Know it. From a book you read about this subject yesterday.
You know how
Yeah.
there are trains full of
Yeah.
gasoline.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see where this is going.
You're saying, are you trying to say that maybe...
How else does gravy get places?
No,
Thank you,
Are
okay.
you saying maybe that that cars use gasoline, like they call gasoline gravy? It's like
Yes.
slang?
Yes.
Like gravy is slang for
Yes.
gasoline?
No.
Yes.
No.
No. So if somebody has a big gasoline train, you're
Not
like, "Here comes-"
now. Not now. I'm saying 100
Travis
years
is
ago.
embarrassed and he's trying to walk
I
it
have
back.
never been embarrassed in my entire life.
Okay.
Have you heard the jokes I make on this show? I'm saying 100 years ago, everyone said, "Oh yeah, Henry Ford and his car gravy. He loves that shit."
We're not talking about...
And that was before cars existed.
Right. We don't say they're in the gravy car. They're not driving the gravy Prius and getting great gravy mileage.
No, they just say horsepower.
They say horsepower, which is we're not actually going to talk about smart shit on the stage, Travis. We're talking about the gravy train. People say it. Why? Justin.
The weird thing is that the gravy train is good.
Yes.
That is the surprising thing. Like, that has pulled into town, and I'm feeling pretty good about this gravy train. It's arrived.
That does mean at some point, somebody had something that could be referred to as the gravy train and said, "Thank God."
Yes, it's here. My mashed potatoes are getting extremely cold. Thank goodness the gravy train has arrived. with a
A
new
butler
shipment.
came in going, "Chugga chugga." Chugga chugga. Would master like...
Okay, hold on. They don't say the gravy train car. Every car in the gravy train is a gravy train.
It's a gravy locomotive, a gravy caboose.
Everything is gravy, gravy,
A
gravy.
gravy sleeper car.
Yes.
Slosh, slosh, slosh.
Hey, do you all know why it's gravy train? Why do we say that?
No, but really,
Just shout it out all at once.
because there is a gravy boat.
So we're all just saying that constantly and have no idea.
Wait,
what it
I
means.
see someone pointing to someone. Are you pointing at anyone?
Are you a
or-
train?